Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the 100th test match between the All Blacks and the Springboks. It's a momentous occasion here. I am excited. I've got butterflies, I'll be honest. Butterflies the size of probably elephants, I guess you could say, because this match is going to be absolutely awesome. We've seen in the Rugby Championship at the moment, it is the two top sides who will be going at it. The All Blacks, if they lose this game by a lot, there is still that little bit of a chance for the Springboks to be able to win the Rugby Championship. But as we can see here from the table, All Blacks sitting on 20 points with a points differential of 114, and then the Springboks sitting in second on the 10 points. But this game, it's not so much about the Rugby Championship. It is more about the occasion, the 100th game between the two sides. It's going to be a very awesome one indeed. We have got a whole heap of people in the chat already. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. We've got a whole heap of special stuff planned for this live stream as well. We have got AJ Reid, Johnny in there as well, William Glenn, Aiden in there, and also we have got John Johannes. Tell you what, if I read out everyone, I think I would be here for almost the whole live stream, but I do appreciate every single person for being here. As you can see in the chat from Katie, she has got those new channel emojis. We brought out a few special ones for the 100th match between the two sides. As you can see, we've got a special New Zealand one with the All Blacks kind of logo embedded in there, also the Springboks one, and then the 100 for the 100th test match. But I'm going to let you guys know exactly what is going to be happening on this live stream. We have got plenty of build-up. We are sitting around an hour away from kickoff, but don't worry. We've got plenty of entertainment to fill in the time. We have got some special new graphics showing the lineups. We have got an interview with an ex-All Black that will be shown on the live stream as well, and then also a special live stream with one of the other Kiwi Lads, or a little clip, I should say, where we try and do a face-to-face that goes in a weird direction, but hopefully you guys do enjoy it as well. We have got Isaac using those new emojis, and we got to give him a round of applause. He was the one who made those ones there, Isaac, and I very much so appreciate it, mate. And we have got there, KSL has said, cheer, bro. You for awesome. Thank you as well in the chat. And Isaac, you genius, says Katie Dixon. Hello from Abigail Severis. First try scorer in New Zealand by 15. He is not actually playing, but they have got a couple late changes for the All Blacks as well, and I will be showing them in a very short moment. But first of all, I do see that we've got a whole heap of people here already. 7:05 p.m. kickoff is when it is going to be taking place. Sorry, Isaac, can't listen to the NRL semi-final match just started as well, says Immortals. And also we have got there, hey, Hamish, how you do? I am doing tremendous. This is a match that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. I might be wrong in saying this, but for me, this feels like as big of a match as probably we have had since the World Cup, because of the fact it is the 100th. Both sides want to be able to get this win. The Springboks at the moment, they are coming off 2 losses, but they are a fighting side, the Springboks, and that is why it's going to be absolutely awesome. We have got Salma said, can we see the lineups? You can indeed. And I have actually got a clip that we'll be playing for you guys to see exactly who is in that starting lineup. So that will be playing, and then I will be back in a very short moment. Right, so we'll start with the All Blacks starting lineup. They have gone with Joe Moody at 1, who has recently returned from his injury that kept him out for most of the Super Rugby season, but he is back now and he is ready to go. Number 2, Cody Taylor, was a very dangerous individual when he gets that roller maul going, and then number 3 will be Nepo Lolala. Then looking at the lock pairing, the very experienced Brodie Retallick in at number 4 for this one. 87 test caps that man has, and he has never lost a game to the Springboks, sitting 10 wins, 1 draw. It will be able to continue that winning record, Big Brodie. And at number 5, it will be Scott Barrett rather than Tupavai, who was there for last week's match up against the Pumas. Now we look at the loose forward trio. Now there's been a couple changes in this loose forward trio. Number 6 is still Kiriwani, who has been on fire throughout this competition, has the most clean breaks out of any player in the whole Rugby Championship. Number 7 will no longer be Ardie Savia. He will be transitioning to 8 because Luke Jacobson, he is out with a stomach bug. So with that said, Ardie Savia, he will be moving to 8. And at number 7, rather than coming off the bench, it is going to be Ethan Blackadder getting an opportunity. He has only got 5 caps for the All Blacks so far, but he is playing some very good rugby, and he will be able to do the same in this game up against the Springboks here. Then looking at the 9-10 combo, TJ Perenara and also Beauden Barrett, both men have a very large amount of test caps. Beauden only 4 away from getting to that 100, so he'll be able to bring that up before the end of the year. But this will be a very dangerous combo for the All Blacks as Beauden Barrett, he will go for those little chips, little grubbers and whatnot, trying to disrupt the Springboks defence. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not that will be effective. Then for the midfield, David Havili will be at 12 and Rico Ioane will be at 13. David Havili tied with the most tries in the Rugby Championship with 3, and Rico Ioane the most running meters out of any player, which is very impressive, and he'll be able to have a lot more in this game also. Then looking at the outside backs for this one, number 11 will be George Bridge. Number 14 it will be Will Jordan, and he has been in some very good form. Wasn't able to score a try last week. Now we know with his strike rate, means that more than likely he'll be able to get one very soon. And then Geordie Barrett, they've gone with at 15. That is because of that extra height factor and also the long boot. Perhaps he will be given the kicking tee for this match against South Africa, but that is the starting lineup for the All Blacks. Looking through their reserves, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, Ethan Blackadder moving into the starting lineup. So rather than him at 20, it will be Hoskins Sotutu getting his opportunity. So all of the bench, they are either Blues or Chiefs players. Samisoni Takiao at 16 in some very good form. Kautu Nokiafi going to be at 17. Ofa Tuangafasi slotting in at 18 after recently returning from injury. Patrick Tuipulotu was able to pick himself up the first try of the match last week up against the Pumas. Going to be in that number 19 jersey for this one. Hoskins Sotutu at 20. Brad Weber at 21. Damian McKenzie, the fly half and fullback cover at 22. And then Quintal Pire going to be getting another opportunity. And he will be playing at number 23 for this match. So that is the starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks. Now we will look at the Springboks, and they are going to be as follows. In the front row for the Springboks, they've gone with 3 men who are over the age of 30, but also all have over 40 test caps. It is going to be Trevor Nyakanye, Bongi Umbanambi, and then Franz Malharba will be starting at 3. Now, the lock pairing I mentioned, over 40 test caps for the front row. Tell you what, Eben Etzebeth, he's sitting on 92. Lutayaga recently bringing up his 50th one. Both of these men, they will be hoping to get involved early on in this match at line-out time, perhaps get themselves a couple steals and also set the ball for a rolling maul if the Springboks decide that that is what they want to do for their tactics here. Then the loose forward trio for the Springboks, Sia Khaleesi, the captain, will be starting at number 6. Number 7 will be Quagga Smith. Last week it was Franco Mostert, but instead now he will be coming off the bench. Then at number 8, Dwayne Vermeulen. He is going to be starting there, 35 years of age. He is 117 kgs and has over 50 test caps. He is a very dangerous player when he gets going, and he is going to be going to Ulster as well for the United Rugby Championship a little bit later on in the year. But Dwayne Vermeulen, very good player to have off the back of a scrum, and a great way for the Springboks to close out their 4-pack. Now the 9-10 combo for the Springboks, it will be Faf de Klerk starting at 9, and then Andre Pollard will once again have that number 10 jersey. These guys, they love a bit of a kick, but they are also very dangerous when it comes to that running game, seeing the space, and that is what they will have to do in this game up against the All Blacks. Try and get the All Blacks on the back foot throughout this match, as they have got some very quick men outside them, and we are about to show them in the centres. It will be Damien Dialende and Lucanio Arm. That is the combo that they have gone with throughout pretty much every single match of the Rugby Championship here. The Springboks, they are sticking to it, and they are hoping that they will be able to have a good game here. Then looking at the outside backs, they have got Makazole Mapimpi. As you can see, he's only had 20 test caps, but boy, has he scored a lot of tries. Makazole Mapimpi, he will be hoping to add to that try tally in this one. Out on the other wing, it will be Sebo Nkosi getting another opportunity. Cheslin Colby still out with his injury, but he isn't too far away. And Nkosi trying to prove that he is the man to start at number 14 for future games. Then it will be Willie LaRue starting at fullback. Now, last week he had a little bit of trouble with the kicking game of the Wallabies, but this week he will be able to do a lot less running and a lot more strategic play for that man, Willie LaRue. But that is the starting lineup for the Springboks. Now we look at the reserves. Number 16, the ever-dangerous Malcolm Marks. I mentioned earlier on, David Arvili, he is tied for the leading try scorer with 3. This man is joining him there. Malcolm Marks has been able to get 3 rolling maul tries so far throughout the Rugby Championship. Number 17 will be Stephen Kitsoff. Will be able to make a late impact for them in the scrum. And then number 18, it will be Vincent Kosh joining him in that front row. Number 19, it will be Franco Mostert. So he has been playing 7 the last few weeks, but Mostert, he can play lock, he can play loose forward as well. So that is why he is there, because of the fact they have gone with the 5-3 split here for the Springboks rather than the 6-2 like we have seen in recent weeks. Number 20 will be Marco van Staden. Number 21, Herschel Yankees. Then 22 will be Elton Yankees getting his first opportunity on Australian soil since playing a couple games up against Argentina in South Africa. And then at number 23, it will be Frans Steyn getting a late opportunity in this game also. So that is the starting lineup and reserves for both the All Blacks and the Springboks. There we go. That is the starting lineup and reserves for both sides. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that little animation. It was myself and Isaac who had to work tirelessly on that one to try and get it so that it would be as smooth as possible. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. But those were the starting lineups and reserves for both of the sides. So hopefully it will be a very entertaining game, and all those guys off the bench can have late impacts. But at this stage, we will listen to the chat. I'll tell you what, you guys are going quick in the chat at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this one. What a privilege to witness this. The 100th test as well, says Andy Watts. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal that we are here for the 100th match between the two sides. Like, it's been a long unrivaled history between them as well. Don't forget to tell us the Haka as well, says Tiger the Brave. And I have a feeling deep down that they are going to be going possibly for Kapa o Pango. They haven't used it yet since, I think it was not this year anyway, at least. So they've got plenty of time. There was impressive average as well, says David. Luckily, it worked in some regards, although the All Blacks faces and also the Springboks faces on Rugby Challenge 4 isn't as clear as the real life ones. But of course, to avoid the copyright, we had to do it that way. What time is the game? How many hours to it as well? We are sitting around 55 minutes away from kickoff at the moment, Brian, but we have got plenty more action coming on this Kiwi Lads build-up to the match. We have got an interview with the next All Black that is coming up very soon for you guys, and hopefully you will all enjoy that little thing that we have got planned in that regard as well. But for anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be providing the live commentary for the match as well. Morning, Hamish, did you catch any of the new United Rugby Championship? What's your first impressions as well? I did see that the Lions were able to get the win over Zebre, but I didn't really get to watch too much of the match, as I did pretty much spend the whole time editing everything for this live stream. So we were running a little bit behind, but in the end we were able to get there so that we weren't going too badly. But I'm looking forward to the games tonight. I'm going to be doing a live stream for Munster taking on the Sharks and also Leinster taking on the Bulls. Those two big matches. Also the Gallagher Premiership and Argentina taking on Argentina as well. We have got there. I'm not taking the jab, guys. As well, says Ovi Snake and NZ. And Aussies win. New Zealand will win by more than 50 points as well, says Heinrich. But the big thing there for that lineup, as I was mentioning in that one, is the fact that Luke Jacobson is now out, unfortunately, because of a stomach bug. So it does mean that Artie Savia moves to 8. Then at 7, it will be Ethan Blackadder getting promoted from the bench. And then it will be Hoskins Sotutu coming off the bench in that number 21. Why can we see the game? Or is that where can we see the game, Kelvin? Because at this stage, your options are Sky in New Zealand, Stan Sport in Australia, and then DSTV in South Africa. Those are kind of the three main locations that I know at this stage. Super Hamish, I'll be there for the Munster versus Sharks. Can't wait as well, says Kanakoinen. And what time for the Bulls game? I believe they are playing at 7:45, Paul. But I could be wrong there. But I believe it is a very early morning start. I will get that information up for you very soon as well. And hey, mate, as well, says NZ. All Blacks, what a name, mate. Ready for this match between the two sides. And can't wait to watch Munster versus Sharkies. Kanakoinen should be cool live as well. Says Johnny Blaze and Blackadder. He's a beast. He is indeed. He's only played 5 matches for the All Blacks, and he is already proving that he is moving his way up the rankings. And it's going to be exciting to see what he can do in this game, getting the start, because Dalton Papali'i also has a hamstring strain. So that is why he was not available for selection. Thoughts on Rico this year? He's been phenomenal. The most running meters out of anyone. And he's kind of been playing out on the wing or in centre. And he's been slotting into both very nicely. But I think that him at 13 is the best option because of the fact that it will be in that situation of just the pure pace that man possesses. Why can we not see the game as well? Says Calvin. It is because of copyright. Pretty much, if I was to show any match footage or audio, I could get sued for probably quite a few $1,000 at least if I was showing it illegally. So that is why I'm unable to show it, but I am able to tell you guys about the live commentary as it's going on. Come on, Box, enjoy the stream as well. Says Rugby, it's you too, mate. And hopefully it will be a very good game of rugby for us too, bro. I expect South Africa to step up to the occasion. Going to be epic. And Godspeed to the late, great Waka Nathan as well. I think he'll be watching the game from above. Yeah, he did pass away very recently. So hopefully he does enjoy this game, as it should be a pretty awesome one. The 100th match between the two sides. But quickly, what I am going to mention, I have got an ex-All Black that will be coming on the channel in a very short moment, or kind of a pre-recorded interview with an ex-All Black, I should say, because of the fact that I did film it a couple days ago. But it's very exciting stuff. We're slowly ending up kind of going more, I guess you could say, mainstream rugby in some regards on this live stream, but also still sticking to our live commentary at the same time. So I will let you guys have a guess. I believe someone actually got who it was going to be the other day, but they are an ex-Northland player. They played for the Crusaders, and they also have got a few test caps for the All Blacks, not just against any opponents, though. They have played the Springboks 7 times in their career, and that interview is going to be coming up in a very short moment. I'm just getting up the United Rugby Championship in terms of what time that Munster game is going to be taking place, because there is a game. Benetton versus Stormers is at 12, but it's 7:35 that one is going to be kicking off as well. Hopefully the Springboks can bounce back. I'm expecting a big fight out of them in this game, because the Springboks, they are a side that you don't normally see them lose 2 in a row. So for them to be in this prediction or kind of this situation, I'm looking forward to seeing how they fight back. So at the moment, the All Blacks have won about their last 9 games. The Springboks have lost 2, but they will be coming out firing Barrett to get a try in the first 5 minutes, says Chris Slade as well. And Waka played in bare feet as well, says Obi Snake, and also RIP Waka Nathan in the chat. And what's your prediction, Hamish, by the way? What happened with the Canterbury game? It was actually won in golden point by Canterbury, 19 points to 16 over Southland. So very, very close indeed. But I would say for this one, my prediction was 29-24 to the All Blacks, but I'm still in a situation I can't really decide. First time watching, enjoying so far. Cheers for the build-up as well, says Stephen. No worries, mate. We are going to be doing the live commentary throughout the match as well. We won't be able to show the game, unfortunately, due to licensing, but we will still be here and we will still be ready to go for this whole match as it happens. It's up to them. This is so good as well, says Abigail. Thank you very much. And Springboks from games with Giovanni, and also Jordan scores off every kickoff as well, says Mark Morris. But nonetheless, we will go straight into this interview. It is around kind of that 18 or 19 minutes long, but I will still be chatting with you guys in the chat as well. I will be typing out while we are watching it, but hope you guys enjoy this little interview that we have got that is about to take place. It was pre-recorded, which is why he will not be answering any questions that are being asked in the chat, but he has actually informed me that he is keen to do a member-only Q&A in the future in the next couple of weeks. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that membership button and get your questions in that regard when it does come up. But yeah, nonetheless, I will throw it over to kind of past Hamish, and he will be talking with a player known as Maxi. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the channel's history, we have got a rugby player on the channel. I am joined by none other than Norm Maxwell, also known as Maxi. He has got quite a few test caps for the All Blacks, definitely up against South Africa as well, 7 to be exact. Thank you very much for coming on the channel, mate.
Happy to be here, man. I've been as you know, a long-term supporter of you, so I'm very happy to see your channel growing, and you put a lot of effort in, and you're dedicated to your craft, man. And I'm happy that you're growing and you're successful, man.
Thank you very much, mate. Like he did mention, he's been here for a little while, Maxi. He has been tuning into quite a few of the live streams, including the matches in the past between the All Blacks and a few of their opponents. Now, this game, it's huge. The 100th test match between the All Blacks and the Springboks. Looking at this game, it's just an awesome rivalry between the two sides. Like I mentioned, you have played in a few matches between the sides in the past. What is one thing that you've found in terms of that rivalry playing up against a side like the Springboks? Definitely, because some of those matches you have played in South Africa, which can be pretty daunting as a player. Yeah. How did you find it?
I always enjoyed playing against the South African teams, just because of their style of rugby. You know, they're always quite physical, and they'll take the game to you. And so, in terms of me personally, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed their physicality, you know, and also the passion. You know, the passion of the people is rival to New Zealand and some of these the countries in Europe. Obviously, football is the dominator, you know. So in South Africa, rugby's right up there. And so just the people are just as passionate as New Zealand. So it's always a pleasure to play against the Springboks. Yeah.
And I mean, there's definitely going to be plenty of passion out on the field. Of course, this game was going to be played in Dunedin, which was where that first game was 100 years ago as well, was when that one took place. 13 points to the All Blacks, 5 to the Springboks on that day. This game's been moved to Townsville, but there is still going to be a decent crowd expected there. And how do you expect this game to go, mate? Because of the fact, from your past experiences, like you've mentioned, physicality is just a name that is associated with the Springboks in these games. And the All Blacks, the passion of both these sides is just outstanding to watch. How do you see this match going, in your opinion, in terms of who you think will be able to get that win?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? We've watched them play the Australian team last week, and we've seen the New Zealand play the Australians and the Argentinians. So we have a little bit of something to go off. So going off that, I think that All Blacks will probably go in favourites, I would say, you know, after just what they've been through. But you can never, obviously, it's styles, you know, so it's never a given, is it? No. I would say the All Blacks, you know, I would back the All Blacks. I'm never not going to back the All Blacks. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how they counter. It looks like South Africa are really relying on their rolling maul from lineouts. And so the All Blacks can like really shut them down there. I think we can take them with the skill and just the speed of play.
Because that is something that the Wallabies did very well as well, with that running game of rugby that we have seen from them in the past few weeks. They've been doing very well. And the Springboks, I always say it, they, even if they've had losses, they are never a defeated beast. They are always going to come out firing, definitely in a match up against the All Blacks. Like you mentioned, the prestige, the rivalry of this one. It's a rivalry built on respect, but also just that desire to be number one. And it's just going to be, as you can tell, I'm absolutely buzzing for this match, mate. You've toured South Africa quite a few times. I see one of the only defeat that you ever had up against South Africa. It was at Johannesburg with 49,500 people in attendance. It's probably a once-in-a-lifetime atmosphere, you would think, even being on the wrong side of that victory. So those ones that you were winning over in South Africa, like with those crowds, how did you handle kind of that situation off the field as well as on it? With, I assume you wouldn't have been the most popular group heading in there, winning a couple matches up against the home favourites or the home crowned heroes.
It's a little bit different because South Africa is quite diverse, you know. So if you're playing, I found like if you're playing in Cape Town, you have a lot of fans down there. You know, we had a lot of, especially for the Crusaders, you got groups of supporters down there. That was actually quite surprising. You know, they supported you over the local team. But up in the high altitude, there's more with the more Afrikaans up there. I said they're really staunch, you know. And so that one in Johannesburg is obviously high altitude. So you have to sort of add that, and you can't, unless you've been there, you can't sort of understand it. A lot of these games you see on TV from the comfort of your own couch, you can't understand what it's like there, you know, whether it be heat or the altitude is that's the challenging part, you know. I never really played well in the altitude because I found it very difficult to breathe. And so the games are quite often open as well, just because there's a lot of space. The ball travels really noticeably further. So you're always trying to catch your breath just from the first. It's because the air is a lot thinner. And in terms of just the crowd support, it was Loftus Versfeld was another one that is like about hours from Johannesburg, and that's the home of Northern Transvaal. So we played a game there one time as well, and it was for the All Blacks, and we did the Haka, and they drowned us out. Like we were beginning the Haka, and the whole crowd just drowned us out. Like they made so much noise, we couldn't even hear each other. We couldn't hear the person like a meter next to us. So we were all out of time, and the noise was just immense, you know. But in terms of noise, it ends up being it's motivation, you know. It's not going to put you off really. Noise is noise. It's energy. So it's great, you know. It doesn't matter if it's for or against you. It's just nice to have a crowd and nice to have an atmosphere. So it was always motivating in that situation. It's just that sometimes the South Africans, they can catch fire, you know. And because they're quite emotional, they play quite emotional as well. And they're like the French, you know? You get them on the roll, sometimes they're just going. You know, it's a little bit superhuman, you know. So I think that sort of happened in that game. They came out firing and they didn't stop, you know.
Because I do see, even though you said that you didn't have the best record up against South Africa in terms of scoring tries, you scored a few against Pacific Island teams. A try on debut up against Samoa. What was it about playing those sides that just meant? Because I know that you got 2 tries up against Fiji as well. Also did mention to me just prior that first try that you did get was a couple meters out, but I'm sure those 2 against Fiji would have been a few more meters out for you to run over that try line. What did you find in terms of the difference? Because we know that the island countries, like, they have physical rugby as well, but what is it that makes it different to the way that South Africa plays in terms of compared to a Fiji or a Samoa or someone along those lines?
Just in terms of try scoring, I wasn't really. I got a leg injury like 2 years into my career that sort of really sort of crippled me in some ways, you know. So I wasn't really. I was scoring a lot of tries before that major injury I had, but after that I just turned into a mainly defensive player. So scoring tries wasn't really my radar, you know. But hard to say, man. A little bit lucky, really, those tries. But just in terms of the difference, I think that the island teams that we played, they're similar to New Zealand in some way. So the styles sort of match up. You know? So I used to like playing the other New Zealand teams and against Pacific Island teams as well, just because we sort of play the similar type of style of rugby. So I've always enjoyed that. As for the tries, just in the right place at the right time, you know.
Yeah. Because I know at the moment, Brodie Retallick has won that we look at for the
Yeah.
All Blacks, and
That's right.
his fitness for one is just outstanding.
Yeah.
To be able to run
He's an
alongside
amazing
the
player,
likes
yeah.
of a Barrett or someone like that and keep up with them. Like
Yeah.
in training, he seems to be running just as hard as those guys. And that is something that I found that the All Blacks in recent times have done extremely well, is that support run from the likes of a lock or a hooker or someone along those lines.
Yeah.
Like Cody Taylor, Dane Coles, they are all guys who can run down the wing as if they're on the wing. And they are
Yeah.
somehow being able to keep up with these other guys, being physical, like South Africa at the
Yeah.
moment. Like their four-pack it's dangerous. The four-pack of South Africa at the moment with the size
Yeah.
and the power. So I guess,
Yeah.
do you see the All Blacks four-pack being able to run just that little bit of a more, I guess, fast-paced game than the South African big forwards? And how do you see that kind of influencing the game as well? That was a very long-winded question. That was a little bit of a rough one.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting one, and I think that's well, it's one thing that I quite often sort of think about. You know, what makes New Zealanders like a good rugby team. One of them was traditionally in the past was being able to adapt and to come in with you know, to be innovative, you know, to change the style of the game. And I think we've sort of lost that. We've lost that sort of ability recently. I think one of the issues with that is that we export a lot of our talent in terms of coaches, you know. So we're a lot of the before we sort of we had all of our talent in New Zealand, you know, and so now we've got coaches all over the world. So a lot of our intellectual sort of you know, our intellectual property or whatever, it's spread all around the world. So in terms of that, like throughout history, we were known as, you know, like an innovative team. There's a rumor around the All Blacks, like where'd the name come from? And one of the rumors was, I think, in one of those early tours in the 1900s or something, one of those ones they used to do like a big 6-month tour and play 100 and something games. That they all played. It wasn't All Blacks. They called it. They all played like backs. So they were all backs, and it ended up being All Blacks, you know. And so that's sort of where you're going to now, 100 years later. Are we turning into, like you said, we got these athletes that can do everything? They can pass. They can, you know. There's not a huge differential between positional and like in general play. Like you said, they can do everything. So it is heading in that direction. In terms of like the Springboks and their style now, how they're really concentrating on the line-out drive, and they're bringing back that whole 8 mentality, you know. And I think that's always going to be the battle, isn't it? Like between the units and its more expensive style of rugby that New Zealand have always wanted to play, I think. And so they call that the 10-man rugby. Then you got a kick, and then you got the forward pack and all the rest of it. So I suppose that's always an endless battle, you know. And South Africa got criticised, I think, recently. I saw that about their style, but they said, well, it's been successful, you know. So until the last couple of weeks. So they made no apologies around how they played, and they shouldn't either, because that's how you evolve. If they can make create a successful strategy doing it that way, it's up to us to counter it, you know.
Yeah. One
thing that I enjoyed a few years ago, sort of, and I think we just got off the track, was just that pure pace. I mean, I don't know if you watched it, but it was a few games before the World Cup where we were just running them off their feet, running the teams off their feet with just pure speed and just getting the line-out ball in and just going. Yeah. And I think that could be an advantage for the All Blacks, you know, because speed, just intensity and skills. You know, I don't think any team can catch up with us. As we were talking about earlier, is that now some of the bigger games it gets slowed down, so that advantage from the All Black gets taken away. You know? So one of the other things that I quite often think about as well is that when we were younger in New Zealand, we play rugby-related activities like thousands of hours. You know, we're down the park playing with a rugby shoe or a water bottle, and we're playing like touch, or we're playing held, or we're playing like these rugby-related activities, and that gives us a jump on a lot of the other countries, because especially like in Europe, they're playing with a soccer ball. You know? So as kids, we're getting these skills ingrained into us. So as we get older, those things are just they're internalized. You know, so we've got these natural skills, then we can build on top of that. So we start with a different skill base than most of the other countries. And so if you're just learning your skills of rugby just in the training, like on a Tuesday, Thursday, and you're not playing all day, every day, like a lot of New Zealanders are, like the Barrett brothers, they would have been playing like their backyard,
Yeah.
So they're learning these skills, and so they're starting off at a different level, and I see that as an advantage within New Zealanders, because we just have this natural ability to, especially in open play, to understand where the space is, to know when to pass, when to hold the ball, and so it's an advantage of us, but it gets taken away by the stoppages. By slowing the game down, because teams get a chance to breathe, they get a chance to set, So I think that's a way, if we can sort of get the pace going, not slow the game down, and do it with speed and skills and intensity, that could be an advantage for us in the future.
Looking at some of the names you've played alongside as well, I'm looking through a list here. Tana Umaga, Jerry Collins, Dan Carter, Richie McCaw, Christian Cullen, John Olomu. Who out of all those players was one of the greatest that you've ever played with? And some of these guys you've even played with alongside in a game up against the Springboks as well. So who would you have as your number one in that regard? Interesting
question. I suppose that everybody's, they're all talented in their own way,
Yeah.
And in different eras as well. It was quite early on with Richie and Dan, especially with the Crusaders. I think they came in, I think Richie was 2001 maybe, and Dan was 2002. And I retired 2005, so I had 3 or 4 seasons with him. But out of all of those players, I think can't go past Dan Carter, because, man, he's pretty incredible, isn't he? He's just the ultimate number 10. But I think out of all of those, John Olomu is probably the one that was the most outstanding player, just because he could do things that nobody else could do, It's just like a freak of nature. So sometimes when you played against Jonah, there's nothing you can do, Many times we've been in the scrum, and it's like Jonah gets the ball and you can't blame the other winger for not tackling him. And it's sort of like you just have to give him a couple of tries, like, well, that's, you add in the Jonah factor, you're going to give them a couple of tries anyway. And so there's no other player that had that type of impact. I think that especially for the younger players, the younger fans and all that, I suppose you can see him on the video, but he was quite a sight to be seen, I think that in terms of, like, there's plenty of guys his size, he's 120 kgs with no fat on him, and about 6'5" or 6'5", but he was quick, so that's the biggest difference. He did 111 seconds flat, I think. And so he could run around wingers like that. He was a lot bigger, so he run over you, he can sidestep you, or he can run around you. So if you got all those options, it's just, it's just something that you can't do anything about. So in terms of that, he's probably the most outstanding player that I ever played with.
Like you mentioned there, he's just like, he's one of those players that you could see exactly what he would do, and you couldn't do anything about it.
That's right. That's right.
Just,
I always dreaded like having a one-on-one with him, like I'm lucky I never really got it. I sort of tackled him from the side a couple of times when he had about 3 other people like hanging on him. But I always dreaded, like, if he was to line me up,
yeah,
he would probably snap me in half,
Yeah, one-on-ones would not have been very fun at all. So I guess the question in terms of score prediction for the 100th game between the All Blacks and the Springboks, what is your score prediction, sir?
It's always a tough one, but I think let's go high score, because hopefully it'll be entertaining, Let's say 42-13. Let's say that.
Oh, okay.
The All Blacks.
Alrighty. Yeah. So I mentioned my score a little bit earlier on a bit of a preview, and I said that it would be 29-24 to the All Blacks. A little bit closer in that regard, but it's certainly one of those games that if the All Blacks are able to play that fast-paced running rugby in the back line with the offloads, like we saw the Wallabies do up against the Springboks, that is where the Springboks will struggle. But it's whether or not that big fallback of the Springboks, the passion, can get behind their side here, because neutral ground as well, it's not an advantage really for either side. I assume there would be quite a few South Africans in Australia as well going for their boys for this match, because at the end of the day, you only have one game that is 100 match. And
that's right.
It's going to be a very exciting one indeed. But I guess with that said, thank you very much for coming on the channel, mate. Hugely appreciate you being here for this one, and hopefully we can do a few more in the future as well.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here, man. And keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. But nonetheless, I guess in a weird transition here, we are going to be passing it back over to Hamish in this room. He's in the lounge in a suit, probably more than likely, alongside Kieran. But we'll see you all a little bit later on. Right. Now that I have unmuted myself, it will be a little bit clearer. But yeah, I was just saying, absolute legend Norm Maxwell coming on the channel, and also absolutely nailed it. I am in my suit. I am with Kieran as well. And now we are back into hopefully the eardrums of all of you lovely ladies and gentlemen who are tuning into this live stream. Norm Maxwell, he is actually, we chatted a little bit longer than just on the kind of interview as well. And he did say that he is very keen in the next couple of weeks to do something with you channel members who have been supporting the channel for a little while. I did see we had a donation earlier on from Sweet as well. Thank you very much, mate. RIP Box 45 to the New Zealand side, and South Africa sitting on 19. But he said that he would be keen to do a members-only Q&A with you guys as well in the chat in the next couple of weeks. So that is pretty awesome. And like he had mentioned, he's been tuning into the channel for a little while. It's been following along with the channel as it's progressing, which is absolutely awesome. And yeah, we thank him big time for coming on the channel there. But nonetheless, we've got another little interview. If you guys are keen to see it, it was myself. I was sitting down. He isn't an ex-All Black. He is a slightly ex-rugby player. It was George from the Kiwi Lads. I will get that one up for you guys if you are keen. It's a little bit less formal, I guess you could say, than that one as well. Smart time for a good backdrop. That said, where does one get those curtains? I believe they are about 20 years old. So it's one of those ones that maybe it's probably quite hard to get them in nowadays, I'll be honest. But yeah, they make an appearance in this next video as well with the interview between me and George, which was interesting, like I mentioned. But that will be showing, and then we will be straight back into the starting lineups and reserves, and then we will almost be at national anthem time, which is extremely exciting there as well. But hopefully you guys do enjoy this next little clip, I should say. And also, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be providing the live commentary in just a short moment. But nonetheless, you guys do enjoy seeing interviews with George. I will say straight away, anything George says in these interviews, take it very lightly. He sometimes gets a bit passionate at times. He is an All Black supporter through and through. So I had to censor quite a few swear words, is what I will say there as well. But nonetheless, I hope you guys do enjoy this interview with myself and George. Right, hello everyone. So I did a little bit of venturing out. I messaged quite a few rugby players. At this stage, none of them responded. So I've got George. G'day mate, how's it going?
I once played rugby for your information.
And you were pretty good, weren't you?
I scored a full field try.
Yeah.
The only try I ever scored.
It was full field.
I scored one other one right on next to the try line. Smashed them.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it's good down here.
So you scored a try once.
Yeah.
So you would know that in the past 99 matches between the All Blacks and the Springboks, there's been a few of them. You know, a few tries overall.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know that.
Did they score tries?
I think so. I think they've made it over the line quite a few times, actually.
Did Brian Obama score a few? I think he did.
I think he would have got one or two in his time, probably,
Yeah.
Mr. Brian.
Yeah. Quite quick, are you, Brian?
Brian's a quick individual.
Run,
But
Brian.
I guess why I brought you here, you will be wondering.
It's the 100th Test match between the All Blacks and the Springboks.
So you're not wondering. You do know.
Thanks to the Australians, it was meant to be in Dunedin, so you Australia.
Let's not go down that route. Yeah, so pretty much we're going to do a little preview of this match. My voice is still recovering from last weekend, mate.
Sucking too much.
Cheers.
Now I'm light-headed.
You're light-headed. Worst thing is, you're not just destroying me from one angle. You've got 3 camera angles now to work with, so you can go, ha, ha, ha. You're not going to bloody hit all of them.
Okay, anyway, so 100 Test match.
Yep.
And big game. It's number 1, number 2.
Mm,
All Blacks just taken the number 1 spot, haven't they?
they am indeed.
Tensions are extremely high. Ian Foster has come out and said, we're not number 1 until we beat these suckers.
Oh.
So.
Did he use those wordings?
No, he
Till
said,
we
we're
beat
not
those
number 1.
suckers?
He said, we're not number 1 until we beat South Africa.
Mm,
Suckers. So, big game.
big game. Huge game.
We're going to figure out the finer analytics of the game.
Okay.
What would the Springboks win it? What would be the thing that would help them?
Okay.
And the same for the All Blacks. You know, the All Blacks have said that they're going to be bringing out the big guns. So, Bowden at 1. At 10.
One. What on the loose head side? Yeah, he goes
Bowden at 10. They're thinking Geordie at 15 because under the high ball, as we know, the Springboks under the high ball.
Mm. Although they
Reece
didn't
Hodge
improve
will know about
in
that
that
one.
second one.
You only dropped the ball 5 times, didn't you, Reece?
Poor Reece, we love you, Reece.
So they put him under the high ball, and that's a tactic. So we're thinking Geordie Barrett for 15 over Damien, because Damien's a short little guy.
He packs a big punch though. Old
Yeah,
Damien. I think
he
he's
does.
perfect for the 22 for this game, because I realise now that this video will actually be coming out after they've announced the squad, so we could sound like we are completely making stuff up. But I think they'll go 22 Damien to have that fly half cover.
Yeah.
Because of the fact he can play fly half, he can play 15.
Yeah.
He's got a mullet, so he's in the team.
Yeah.
It's the right. Put it on a shirt, Ian. Put it on
Do
a
it,
bloody
Ian.
shirt.
Do it.
Do it. Give us 3% revenue.
Revenue.
I feel like that's quite cheap actually.
Yeah, it is. It's like.
It's a deal, Ian. Message us, please. But
So what do we think is going to happen?
it's a great question. I think this match is redemption time for the Springboks, because everyone said after their games up against the Wallabies, everyone thinks that they're a defeated beast. But
No.
the problem with the Springboks is they are never quite defeated.
No.
They can fight back in any time, at any stage. And this game, I think the first match is going to be the tester.
Yes.
And it's going to be the test, if we could say as well, the 100th test match between the two sides. Everyone will remember this match for a very long time. So I just hope it is an absolute spectacle. It's going to be played at Townsville for the game as well.
Interesting.
Interesting. Indeed. Nice stadium.
Strategy. You're the Springboks.
I am.
Yeah, or you're Rassie, Erasmus losing your to Scott right about now. Do you play like you've been playing, or do you be like, nah, not going to work?
I think you do a combo.
You think so?
I think because the first game up against the Wallabies didn't go well.
No.
Or the Springboks, they kicked the ball away too often.
Yeah.
And also it just created too many running opportunities
Yes.
for the Wallabies, which we saw in full effect in the second match, because those offloads from the Wallabies, they were absolutely lethal. Just putting themselves through gaps.
Yeah.
Kenny Alatupo, the big man, flying down the wing as well. Valentini, brilliant.
Through them like nothing else.
Mm-hmm. So I'd say your kicking game in the second game, my kicking game, because I'm the Springboks as well. My kicking game in the second game was better.
Yeah.
But still, there are little improvements that I could make going into that third game up against the All Blacks, because the All Blacks, they're in a bit of form. Yourself, you're in a bit of form. But those last kind of
I'm not the All Blacks.
So you're struggling a little bit for
We
rugby at the
suck
moment.
at rugby.
But you're going to build yourself back up.
No,
aren't
we've gone bankrupt twice.
Twice.
We've given up.
Well, we might replace you in the Six Nations in a few years if you're not careful.
Cool.
How do you feel about that one?
George is going to wipe you clean.
Who's George?
Georgia.
Yeah. I go hard to ask who's George when you're George. But you're not George, you're Italy, apparently. The All Blacks, I think their running rugby is going to be the thing that the Springboks are going to have to try and somehow work out a counter for. Because we saw up against the Wallabies, offloads create line breaks.
Yeah.
Line breaks.
And they haven't, this is the thing, they've been playing against European sides. They played against England in the final, British and Irish Lions. Before that, they played Wales. They played some other teams.
Georgia.
Northern Hemisphere-based sides. They're all the same tactics. Tactical kicking, off the ruck running, big scrums, mauls. Fitness-wise, they're not with it. They're not with it. We're going to find it so easily, tackling you when you're just running off the ruck. You know what I mean? Running off the ruck. Oh, we'll do a 3 points. It's like, we'll get the ball and run straight through you. Straight, well, away we go. We're gone. We're gone. We're not coming back. We're not coming back for you. That's right. I'm going to tackle you all day long. And then we're going to catch the ball. We're going to run it straight, G. We're going to run it real straight. We're going to run it straight at you.
Out on the wing. They didn't do too badly in the last match.
We're going to bring Richie McCaw on the field.
You bring Richie out. We'll bring up Bloody Brian and Bunner. Right?
No, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Okay. So that's serious now, Hamish.
I'm South African.
How are you going to defend against me when I do it out wide to Rieko Ioane, who offloads it to old mate Sevu Reece on the wing? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
We're going to have to make sure our tackling is on point because we actually missed quite a few tackles up against the Wallabies.
A lot.
In that last game. I believe it was around 21, which is a number we're not used to seeing from the Mighty Box because their defence is something that they pride themselves on. And I expect the tackling to be a lot better in this game, but it's just whether or not the pace of the All Blacks attack can get shut down by the box big forwards. The Wallabies did it very well because they were able to, rather than kicking the ball into touch, they kicked the ball down into the 22, which meant Willie LaRue had to run around, get that ball, and then from there was the counter-attack or the kick downfield. And it was actually perfectly weighted a lot of the time from the Wallabies because it was the factor of Willie LaRue. Since he was just outside of that 22, he's not allowed to kick the ball and to touch. So if you do that in this game, Mr. All Blacks, up against
New Zealand, we're not the All Blacks, we're New Zealand.
Sorry, Ian. If you end up doing that kind of tactic, I think it will be a little bit of a tougher day at the office for the Springboks.
You know what I'm going to do?
Uh-oh.
As the All Blacks.
I thought you were in New Zealand.
I'm going to head up the rucks for a long time. I'm going to keep committing the boys to it, you know what I mean? They're going to go, this is getting exhausting. Geordie Barrett's really tall, and he's going to catch the ball more than once.
I hope so. I feel like he's going to receive it quite a few times. In this.
Kick him the ball and he'll catch it. Get him to kick the ball to Geordie and he'll catch it. Anyway, I hope you look forward to the game.
Kind of went from a preview to a bit of role playing in this regard as well. But back to the preview just quickly.
Yes.
In terms of who do you think will be a standout performer for the Box and who do you think will be a standout performer for the All Blacks in this game?
Well, that depends on the type of game. If it's running rugby, we're going to think of Rieko Ioane. But if it's forwards and the Springboks are like, no, we're going to tuss it out in the forward pack, it's going to be someone like Blackadder.
Okay.
He could be someone. The next Richie. That's what I'm thinking. The next Richie McCaw Blackadder could be.
Okay.
So he's looking like the next Richie McCaw.
Starting him for this match, or are you going
to
take Kira?
But you know, Kira can probably have it.
So another player quickly. We'll go back to just a little quick. He's an All Black, isn't he? Because for me as well, I think that Rieko Ioane is going to be important for them, for the All Blacks, because he's had the most running meters out of anyone in the Rugby Championship so far.
Because I personally think quick players is seriously underrated, you know what I mean? And he's seriously quick, Rieko. He sees a gap and he just goes for it. They can't catch him. Havili's he's pretty good. Don't get me wrong, defensively I don't really pay attention enough. But defensively he could be better than Rieko. But in terms of attack, he doesn't have that, you know, 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're on the trial line sort of thing, you know? Yeah, you got to have guys that know how to run with you, you know what I mean?
Exactly right.
Like, you know the New Zealanders aren't going to try and play the South Africans at their own game. You won't win. If you try to go in there with kicking position, you know, forwards versus forwards, you know, you won't win. You're trying to play them at their own game. I mean, they beat the British and Irish Lions like that. They're the massive full pack. So you've got to play running rugby. So if you're a South African, how do you counter that, you know? How do you go the whole 80 minutes defending like that? How do you slow them down? How do you get them to play the game your way? Because I always say if you've got two teams who are trying to play those two different styles, the running rugby will win. Because your style was 3 points, my style was 5 points. And if we're both getting each other points, then 5 is more than 3. Like 2. So,
like 2.
Yeah.
Speaking of 5s rather than maybe 7s, who are you having kicking? Are you giving it to Geordie or is Bowden getting the nod? Geordie, straight away.
Especially from long range. Bowden's... Come on, let's all be honest here. He knows it. He misses them like from straight out, man. Like, what the f is he doing? Is there something wrong with the guy's feet? Beautiful cross kicks, don't get me wrong. Awesome step, awesome dummy. The ones through the 2 posts do not work. I don't know why Ian Foster is still trying with him, to be honest. Like, just give it to Geordie or anyone else can have a go, because he's just, sit down, go to sleep then.
No, he's had a big night. He was up last night with me doing live streams.
He's a blow-up doll.
He's my best friend. Aaron brings me cookies. What did you have before this little interview?
Cookie?
Yeah.
6:43 at the moment, I'll be having dinner.
Yeah.
So,
Lucky I pay you well, eh?
yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? Don't look at me like that. He's looking at me like that. You see that?
It seems like there's a little bit of confrontation.
He doesn't like it. Just get out of it, alright?
He's got that smirk going.
I'm quite tough.
You're quite tough, eh? You often beat up blow-up dolls.
Yeah.
Good. But we don't even know the score. Well, we
No,
don't.
because we haven't watched the game yet.
Rugby works, isn't it? You don't normally know it beforehand unless there's some bloody cheddar going around. But score prediction, 100th test match between the two sides. What you saying?
What are you saying?
What am I saying?
Yeah.
I want to see a close game.
You reckon what would be the score though? 27 points to 17.
Okay, to the All
So
Blacks.
not a very big score. I don't think the Springboks are going to have a stage where they're not in the game.
And I've
Unpredictable.
had a bit of a think about mine as well.
You're not listening.
I'm going 29 points to the All Blacks, 24 to the Springboks.
Oh yes, that could be right. Because if they can shut the All Blacks running game down, then they'll frustrate the All Blacks and they could go for 3-pointers.
Well, yes, at that stage,
Yes.
this might be the end of this little preview. It is going to be part of the live stream as we are heading into the match for the live commentary as well. It's going to be a very exciting game between the two sides. Townsville, 7:05 p.m. kickoff on this Saturday night as well. Kieran, he will certainly be watching. The world will also be watching for this massive clash between the two titans of the rugby union world at the moment. 1 and 2. Whoever wins these two matches will be able to get themselves that number 1 spot. Do appreciate your time, mate, for coming around and joining me for this little preview.
Mate. You want to scrap it out after this? Or
I think we might have to head outside. It is dark, but got the night vision goggles out. We'll put a light on and bloody go for it. But thank you very much for tuning in to this little preview that we did do. If you did enjoy it and you are excited for the match, I'm sure that Hamish, he will be in the suit, he will be ready to go, and he will be back with you guys very soon. But thank you very much for tuning in to this preview. I have been Hamish. This has been George.
I have been George.
He has been George. And he has also been New Zealand. But we will see you all later on.
Later on Saturday.
Are you coming around on Saturday?
I don't know.
Right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed that little side project that me and George had for the middle of the week, getting ready for this big match. And we are only around 15 minutes away now from the game getting underway between the All Blacks and the Springboks, the 100th match between the two sides. I am excited. Hope you guys are as well. And like I mentioned, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if that is something you want to see on the channel a little bit more in the future in terms of a little bit of a pre-match build-up with ex-rugby players, with George as well. Anyone who is keen to watch that kind of thing, do let me know. But nonetheless, we will put the lineups up in a very short moment, and then we will be getting close to the game getting underway. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. It is as we sit here waiting for the 100th match to take place. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's a massive moment for New Zealand and South African rugby as well. And when are we going to have a live sheep in the living room as well? Says Almost Human. I don't think for a little while we are going to have our live sheep coming into the lounge for that one. But we have what's got earlier on. Steve Smith said, don't pop Kieran with those ones. They're careful. He's fragile as well. Yeah, Kieran, he gets a little bit of stick from George. I'll be honest. Sweet new emojis need one for each top 10 teams in the world. New Zealand, South Africa, Wales, France, Ireland, England, Australia, Argentina, Scotland, and Japan gives me an excuse to spam tons of Scotland emojis as well, says Steve Smith. And the thing is with the channel memberships as well, we are having a special interview with Norm Maxwell in the future. We've already done one with him on this live stream, but he said he is keen to do a Q&A live with the channel members. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that channel membership button that is next to you there in the chat if you are ready to go. But at this stage, we are sitting on 123 likes, and we are not even at the kickoff yet. It is exciting stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. The game is only a little while away, and I am extremely excited. I will show you guys the starting lineup. So for you who do not know, we have got them going across the bottom of the screen, but we've got a few animations that are going to be coming up instead for the All Blacks here for this massive 100th match. It is going to be in the front row. It is going to be Joe Moody starting at 1. 2, it will be Cody Taylor, and then 3, they have decided to go with Nepo Lalala. Looking at the locks now, Brodie Retallick, he has never lost a game up against the Springboks, currently sitting 10 wins, 1 draw, so he will not be wanting to get that going with the loss side of it for this match as well. Then looking at the loose forwards, there have been a couple changes for the All Blacks in the loose forwards. It's Luke Jacobson out with a stomach bug here. What I'm having a shock here. Adi Savia going to be moving to 8, and then at 7, it will be the man who was going to be coming off the bench, Ethan Blackadder, and he will be getting the start in that number 7 jersey. Then looking at the inside backs for this one, TJ Perenara going to be starting at 9, Bowden Barrett at 10, very experienced combo there, and a kind of new and exciting combo, I guess you could say here. David Arvili starting at 12, Rieko Ioane, the fast-paced Rieko Ioane, who has had the most running meters in the Rugby Championship so far with 468, will be able to get a few more into this game. Also then looking at the outside backs for this one, George Bridge at 11, Will Jordan out on the other wing at 14. And the big thing here for Will Jordan is he has only played 8 matches and he's already scored more than 10 tries. He is on fire, and Geordie Barrett going to be starting at 15, perhaps even gets the kicking tee for this game as well. Looking through the benches, the only change here on the bench compared to what we have got there is Ethan Blackadder. He is now in the starting lineup, and it means that it will be Hoskins Tutu getting the opportunity to come off the bench a little bit later on in this game. But Tokiaho, Tuanokiafi, Tuangafasi, Tuipilotu, also Tutu, Brad Weber, McKenzie, and Tupaia. So that means that all of the players off the bench are either playing for the Chiefs or the Blues in Super Rugby. But I will go back to the chat. Tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. Game's not even started, and almost 600 viewers. Crazy. Yeah, it is ramping up big time, and I appreciate every single one of you for being here for this match. We are going to be providing the live commentary as well. Member only Q&A on week as well, says Katie Dixon. It is indeed, and he is very keen to answer all the questions you guys may have. He's been following the channel for a while, Maxi. He actually, back when the Crusaders were playing for Super Rugby Aotearoa, because he is actually located in Spain at the moment. So because of that, time zones and everything meant that they don't actually show the games over there, if I'm not wrong. It's this live match. Unfortunately, we will not be able to show any live match footage or audio, but we will be providing all the commentary, all the graphics as well, including looking through this side of the Springboks that are going to be going up against the ABs for this 150th match here for Trevor Nakanye. What a way to bring it up as well in a 100th game up against the All Blacks. 100 years since the first match as well, and in that game, it was 13 points to 15 in favour of the All Blacks. Bongi Umbanambi starting at 2, and then Franz Maharba going to be starting in the number 3 jersey. Eben Etzebeth getting closer and closer to the century in his own right, getting 92 test caps so far, and Ludiaga recently bringing up 50. Good locking combo here for the Springboks, and they will be trying to use that little bit of an advantage they'll have at line-out time, I feel, because of that ability of stealing the ball in a line-out if they need to. And then also, we are going to be looking at their loose forwards. No changes here for the Springboks in terms of since they were announced, and it's Quagga Smith going to be starting at 7 for this one. He is the only change in that loose forward trio because Franco Mostert is going to be coming off the bench, but Trevor Nakanya now getting to lead his side out to the field for his 50th match as well. We are getting close to kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, but Sia Khaleesi and Dwayne Vermeulen going to be the 2 other loose forwards. Looking at their inside backs, it's going to be Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard. They love a kick, but they're in that situation of they need to make sure that if they kick the ball in this game, it's very strategic, and they need to make sure it is accurate at the same time. Damien Dialende, Lucanio making up the midfield here for the Springboks. Then we look at the outside backs. It's going to be Makazole Mapimpi, Willie LaRue, and then also Sibyl Unkosi going to be starting at 14. Still no Cheslin Colby due to injury, but he will be hoping to be able to be back very soon. Looking quickly through the reserves, and then we are straight into the national anthems. Malcolm Marks, leading try scorer in the competition with 3, alongside Havili and Callaway, Kitsoff, Kosh, Mostert, Van Staden, also Yankees again, and then Stain will be in the number 23 jersey. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting very, very close to kickoff now. I'm excited for it. Reckon you'll get a record number of viewers, and smash that like button, folks, as well, says Steve Smith. So our goal, I guess, in that regard would be we'd have to hit over 1,200 likes on this live stream. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. God defend New Zealand, sing it as well, says George. But then we will still have to go through a few of the other stats that we have got here as well. But we have got I thought it would be on Stan. I ain't paying 10 games, or they ain't paying for 10 games all year as well, says KY, because they only do they only do the Wallabies games on Stan, or is it on 9 that they only do those ones as well? We have got Willie LaRue, really 186 centimeters, bro. He looks short as well. That is what they've got him built in at. So that would mean he's about 7 centimeters taller than myself in that regard, which I guess makes sense because he has got some very large individuals around him as well Willie LaRue, so perhaps that is why he kind of doesn't look as big as he maybe is. But at the stage, they are showing Rieko Ioane. He's at the most carry meters in the competition, also tied for the most line breaks, I believe it is, or clean breaks, sorry, with his brother Akira Ioane. And at this stage now, we are getting extremely close to a kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the national anthems, and then it will be time. It will be an occasion and a half for this game, and I'm very excited for it. I hope you guys are too. If you are new to the channel, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because we are going to be covering all the action into this game between the two sides. I am going to share my screen very shortly so that I can show you guys the scoreboard. That is the most that we are allowed to show in terms of anything to do with the game, unfortunately, but we will be showing it in a very short moment as well. Looking through the tackles won in the competition, it's actually mostly Argentines who are right up there, and we have got there. This is a better channel than BKR. It says Tommy Turbo Tom. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. Hitting 2K as well, says Amori. Maybe we will be able to get there. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. 900 viewers as well, says Steve Smith. It's absolutely incredible that we have got 900 people here before kickoff, and we have already got 190 likes on this live stream as well, which is absolutely outstanding. Buy a new shirt. The collar is too big for you as well. It is indeed. Unfortunately, it's just one of those ones. I used to be a lot bigger than I am now, so it used to fit me. But now, yeah, it did slim down just a little bit. You're good at commentating, bro. Keep up the work, man. Much love as well, says Champagne. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. 100th test match. Let's go as well in the chat. Everyone is hyped up for this game because it's going to be an awesome one. We're going to see passion out on the field. We're going to see some outstanding rugby, and it could even be a high-scoring one at the same time. Johanna said morning as well. Welcome in, mate. South Africa, you've got this. Go Box, says Stink Mina. And also All Blacks look scared as well, says Morse. I'm sure they are just nervous for this occasion, because at the end of the day, you only play a 100th match once. And it's just one of those ones. They're going to have to make sure that they play a very strategic game here, the All Blacks, because the Springboks, they are a wounded beast at the moment because of their last two losses, but they are never out of it. And that is why it is going to be so exciting to see what they do in this game. Looking through the previous results for the All Blacks here, they had a good win over the Wallabies for their first game of the Rugby Championship, 57 points to 22. Then it was another decent size win, 38 points to 21. Then it was 39-0 against Argentina, then 36-13 last week as well. So just that little bit closer in that regard. Then we look at South Africa's previous results, 32 points to 12 over Argentina, 29 points to 10 over Argentina as well. But then it was that very close game with the Wallabies that in the end, Quade Cooper was able to win it for the Springboks. And then also 30 points to 17 last week, not the result that the Springboks would have been after in that last game, but they will be hoping to be able to improve. And looking at the table, they have got plenty of space to be able to move up. Australia are right on their tails, and they have got the game up against Argentina coming up extremely soon. So they will be trying their best to be able to get themselves up a little bit more. We're almost 1,000 as well, says Steve Smith. We are indeed close to 1,000 live. Going to jump to a record today as well, says Live Starts. That would be absolutely incredible if that was the case. And yeah, who knows, maybe we will be able to do it. We have got Haka as well. AB's #1 after last weekend's game as well, says Reginald. They are indeed. They have just snuck above the Springboks, but at the moment we are listening to the Springboks national anthem. You can't help but get goosebumps at the moment. I'm excited. And are we going to get to see Kapo Opango for the Haka of the All Blacks? We have to wait and see. We have got a new member as well, says Steve Smith. We do indeed. It is Johnny Place. He has hit that membership button, and it is usually appreciated. So for you guys who do have the channel memberships, you can use those new emojis in the chat that we brought in, especially for this match, the 100 emoji, the South African kind of Springbok emoji as well that we have got, and then the All Blacks. Do let me know who you think is going to win with those emojis in the chat. Grab your snacks, or grab your drinks, grab your snacks, smoke them if you've got them as well, says it Katie Dixon. And we have what's got there, who will score first? That's a great question. I am going to say Rieko Ioane just as my prediction, but it's a very rough one in that regard. I feel like it could be anyone at this stage, but we are here in the Haka, or sorry, the national anthem of New Zealand. Now you'll have more viewers than that at the game live at this rate as well, says Steve Smith. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible, that is for sure. 3K viewers and 1K likes is my prediction as well, says Sebastian. If we were to hit 3,000 viewers on this live stream, that would be just absolutely crazy as well. Like the style, mate. Like old school, listen as well, says Vix. Yeah, we do wear the suit anytime it is a big match feel, and this is a huge match feel, ladies and gentlemen, because it is going to be the 100th match between the Springboks and the All Blacks. Now watching the stream and the NRL game on TV, and I don't care for the Springboks. South Africa rugby killed my team, the Cheetahs, as well as Live Starts, and also we've got the other best Kiwi Lads from it was Citrus. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate that support. Will Jordan first try in the chat from Shane as well, and I got Burger King as well, says Aesthetics. So you're a very lucky individual, but that is the national anthem of New Zealand playing at the moment. They are up to, they finished the Te Reo Māori part of the All Blacks national anthem, and now it is going to be on to the English part, and then we are at the Haka as well. We have got a donation from Manuel. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button there, but Manuel, thank you very much for that donation. It says super sticker, so I will see exactly what it is. It is a critical hit as well, it does say, which is pretty awesome indeed. And yeah, hopefully you guys are all going to be enjoying this game that has taken place in only a very short moment. We're going to have a scoreboard. We're going to have the time in the game as well. And it is going to be an absolute spectacle looking through the starting lineups for these sides. A few changes for the Springboks, but only a couple in that regard. And then the All Blacks, they have made about 14 or so changes from their last match. Can I donate to you as well, says Marcus. It is that little dollar symbol, depending on what device you are on. And pretty much what it does is it sends through the donation, and then I can put it up on the screen for you guys to show my appreciation for it. You're natural at this, buddy. This is cool, better than the TV, says Summer Reason. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated there. But now we are here at the stage of the Haka. Are we going to get to see Kapo Opango for the first time this year? The crowd are on the edge. There are a few empty seats. I'm not sure how that is possible, because this is going to be an absolute clinical game of rugby between these two sides. A classic in the making, you could say as well. Ardie Savea at the front, Rieko Ioane and Cody Taylor either side of him as well. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for this game. I am always impartial for these live streams, but it's just going to be a very intense game. Thanks for doing this, mate. Couldn't get a stream working myself as well. Says greet this Sacred Cow. And unfortunately, I am sorry, but we won't be able to show any match footage or audio for this one, but we will still be providing the commentary. We've got a new channel member as well, Andy Watts. Thank you very much, mate, for hitting that channel member button. You now have access to those emojis in the chat for the South Africa, New Zealand, and also for the 100th match between these two sides. It is going to be TJ Perenara leading the Haka here for the All Blacks. And we are only getting very, very close to kickoff indeed. And Thought has donated as well. A super sticker. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. He's got the sunglasses coming down on the screen as well. Usually appreciated that donation, mate. And where to watch, it depends on what country you're in. You've got Sky, you've got Stan Sport, you've got DSTV. But then I don't believe there's anywhere to watch this game for free, unfortunately. That doesn't get taken down. Really excited watching my 5-year-old granddaughter and eating pizza from Pizza King. And Huntley bring on the ABs as well. And Trevor's tongue longer than all these ABs as well, says Morse. And at this stage now, the All Blacks, they are doing the Haka here. And you can see the passion. Ardie Savea, he is back in that captain's jersey. He was talking with, it was Sia Khaleesi earlier on in the week when they were doing the captain's photo shoot. And you could see that both sides, they have that mutual respect. But once this whistle blows, it will be just an all-out war out on the field. Off the field, I'm sure they'll be fine afterwards. But this game, the next 80 minutes of this one is going to be absolutely incredible. Kapo Opango as well in the chat from Evan Jelaine. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but I might have gotten that wrong. And we have also got there, Etzebeth is looking, or if looks could kill, go Bok as well, says Berenice. The Haka has been done, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go for this match between the All Blacks and the Springboks. The 100th one. I pressed the wrong button. I've disappeared. There we go. We're back to the side, and we will go like this. We will go like this as well. We'll add a background for us. We'll have the background of the stadium that they are at for this game. And we are extremely close to the kickoff. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Like I mentioned, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be providing the live commentary throughout this whole match between the two sides. Also, between Argentina and Australia, the match straight after this one. It's at the same ground at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Ardie Savea is fired up for the Haka. You can see there, getting to captain the All Blacks for this one. I'm sitting up straight. I'm ready to go, and I hope you guys are as well. Who is going to be kicking off? That's a big question. Geordie Barrett's looking a little bit angry in the background, but there is a huddle for the All Blacks at the moment on the halfway line. Ethan Blacker getting promoted into the starting lineup. The big change for the All Blacks due to Luke Jacobson being out, but it is going to be the All Blacks going from right to left, and they will have the kickoff for this one. Luke Pearce is going to be the referee in charge. Jordan Way as well, and Ruben Keane, Damon Murphy going to be involved in this fixture as well. And Steve, you're straight away done it again, mate. We're going with New Zealand by 20 points. Think the Springboks are there for that taking. Hope I'm wrong. Hoping for a classic as well, says Steve. I am as well, mate. It's one of those ones that it's going to be absolutely awesome to see what these two sides do out on the field. And I'm hoping that the quality does get a little bit clearer. I do apologize in advance for the fact that it is kind of going a little bit rough in terms of the quality of the screen, but hopefully it will get a little bit better throughout this live stream. But the All Blacks going to be kicking off from right to left. Luke Pearce is going to be blowing the whistle in 3, 2, one. And this match, ladies and gentlemen, is underway between the All Blacks and the Springboks, the 100th match between the two sides. And we are here. It's going to be taken by the Springboks. Dwayne Vermeulen able to take it inside of the 22 of the Springboks, and it looks like the clerk straight away will be kicking this ball into the sky. Looks like there's a little bit of sun around, but shouldn't be too tough for the players to be able to line it up. Will Jordan going to be going up now. It's Jordie Barrett knocking it back onto the side of the All Blacks. Beauden Barrett now off the bridge, and the back line's already opening up. Cross kick almost going for Billy, going for the 50. 22 trying to look for it, but it is going to be taken by Willie LaRue and kicks it into touch on the left boot. And that is a good kick downfield. George Bridge taking it quickly, though. The All Blacks going to be playing this game at a frantic pace by the looks of it here. Jordie Barrett kicking it in behind. And it's just going to be sitting up nicely for Andre Pollard, who will be kicking this one towards the touchline. It's a big kick from was Pollard, taking it quickly once again here for the All Blacks. And Jordie Barrett now gives it to Beauden, and he's going to be kicking it downfield, looking for the touchline. It's going to be bouncing up awkwardly just inside of the half of the Springboks. Mapimpi now. This game is going at a quick pace. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like both sides trying to play it at a very fast pace. Indeed, going to be taken nicely by George Bridge. Finds the offload there. And it is going to be Havili now with this one. Artie Savi around the side of the breakdown, trying to drive for good low tackle on him. Blackadder rips it away, trying to pierce the gap here. Blackadder looking for the offload as well. And he does find it at Perenara on the halfway line. Beauden Barrett back to Havili. Wide cut out pass out to Cody Taylor, who's out on the wing at the moment. Running at Mapimpi, and he's being dragged down once again. Perenara now going back to Havili. And like I mentioned, the tempo of this game so far for the All Blacks, it seems like they don't want to give the Springboks any time to breathe. Etzebeth wrestling Retallick to the ground there 2 minutes into this one at the moment. Beauden Barrett passes it back across. Rico Ioane now firing back to Jordie Barrett. Does a bit of a step, and he's going through Jordie Barrett. Someone just able to hang on to the shirt. I believe it was Franz Malherbe who was able to drag him down. Now Beauden Barrett passes it back. It's missed everyone in the back line. Sits up for Cody Taylor, though. And he is running sideways, breaking the tackle with Etzebeth, straightening Cody Taylor through the gap for race goal. Will Jordan with him. They are not going to stop that man. And Will Jordan scores the first try of the match for the All Blacks in the first 2 minutes. And they have started this match like a raging fire. The All Blacks just going for it from the get-go, keeping the tempo, keeping that pace going. And they have now been able to score themselves the first try of this 100th match. And Will Jordan, who else but their man would have been the one to score at the Clash of the Titans? It is like something out of Greek mythology as well in the chat from Steve Smith. Will Jordan as well, says Tesla. It is indeed. Cody Taylor, though, the kind of knowledge, or not the knowledge, but kind of the brain of that guy to know if he did run sideways, he was going to be able to pierce that gap rather than straining too early and getting into contact. He decided to run it sideways. Etzebeth wasn't able to drag him down, and then Will Jordan, the pace of their man to all of a sudden just pop up in support as well. And it is going to be the first try of the match. And like they are mentioning, Will Jordan, I said he's only played about 8 tests, and he has already been able to get himself the try in this game that gives the All Blacks a lead. And Ian Foster, he's got a big smile on his face at the moment, and as he should, because the All Blacks, they have come out firing in this game at Queenstown, or Queensland, Country Bank Stadium as well. But now there is a kick to come for the All Blacks. Hello as well, says Dylan. And I tell you what, we have got a whole heap of you in the chat already. We have got Josh Pike there a little bit earlier on as well. He has said there, thanks once again for the commentary. Not a good time to join as a Box supporter as well, says Josh. Although the beautiful thing about this rivalry between these two sides is there's always a comeback. The Springboks are not going to be out of this match. I don't believe Kiwi Lads is the son of Zeus, says Terry. And also we have got Keep It Up Boys, says Paulie B, and Cody Taylor ripping through the South African locks, says Sebastian. And New Zealand kicking will cost them points, but not enough as well. Jordie Barrett actually going to be the man lining up this kick here for the All Blacks. Thought they would have been maybe going with him before this match, and a straight down the middle. So now the score 7-0 to the All Blacks after 4 minutes, and it's the 100th test match between the sides. They have shown it many times on the screen, but I absolutely love this matchup so far. I know that the Springboks are going to be able to get themselves a try maybe within the next, I want to say the next kind of 10, 15 minutes, to be honest. Well, Jordan hat-trick as well from someone in the chat, the mighty Hercules Hamish as well, says Steve Smith kicked off there. George Bridge close to the touchline, and Corsi missing the tackle. But they have been dragged down just inside of their own 22 here, the All Blacks 4 minutes in. Cody Taylor now getting another carry. He's the man who created that line break that got the All Blacks that early try. Will Jordan looks like Perenara going to be rolling this one back. Kano ruck here from Trevor Nakanya, wrestling Retallick to the ground there. And now TJ Perenara puts it high. And it's looking like it's going to go close to the touchline. It's going to be an awkward one. No one committing. George Bridges got a foot on the touchline though. And now they will be going back in the line out. Will be South Africa's as well. Well, that escalated as well, says Andy Watson. Also, we have got the, I do respect the box from the, but the ABs are going to destroy the box, as well as the comment from Manuel. And also we have got there, South Africa don't stand a chance from Notubeko. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly as well. And we have also got there, we are like 6 minutes behind, says Obi Snake. As in on the actual, hopefully I'm not too far behind in that regard. I know that sometimes because I'm watching on Sky Go, it does mean that it is going to be just that little bit more behind. But now at this stage, we are going to get to see this line out taken by the Springboks. And it should be a very interesting one indeed. Normally quite strong with their line outs. Bongi Umbanambi taking it to the front there. Quagga Smith gives it across Faf de Klerk now. Pollard to Khaleesi, who is trying to pierce the line here. But he is going to be tackled well by the All Blacks, but only 40 metres out. This is a dangerous position. Faf de Klerk kicking behind as well. Found a bit of space, I think, is George Bridge. He hasn't taken that one clean. It's going to sit up, and Nkosi has been able to score the try for the Springboks, and they fire back straight away in this one. And tell you what, this one's going to be looking like a high-scoring one between these two sides. Sibyl Nkosi able to score that one, and now we will add that to the try scorers list as well. And we will go like this, and we will go like this. And Nkosi scoring in the 6th minute of this one. It was just a good kick in behind from Faf de Klerk. George Bridge thought he had it lined up, but unfortunately for him, he ended up missing it big time. And because of it, Nkosi able to score the try for the Springboks. And now all of a sudden they are right back in this match, ladies and gentlemen. We will add that one to the try scorers list. But Sibyl Nkosi able to score it, his first try of 2021 for the Springboks. That's the go box as well. Says Steve Smith, and also we have got there any live stream links. Unfortunately, other than the live stream in terms of Sky and everything like that, Stan Sport, other than that, they don't really have too many options. I do apologize in advance for that, but that one has been missed by Andre Pollard, which now means that it is going to be 7-5 for the All Blacks in the early stages. But we've had 2 tries in the first 10 minutes of this game. Awkward bouncing ball. George Bridge, he will be absolutely gutted for that one, because of the fact it does mean that they have been able to get that one. Is there any live streaming where we can see where they play as well? I don't believe so, other than kind of along the lines of the paid subscription. But Lou Diaga taking that one nicely. Good low tackle in by Brody Retallick. 35 out from their own line at the moment, the Springboks. And they will be open to fire another try straight back and keep the All Blacks on that back foot. Now it's going to be Edsabeth driving forward. Ethan Blackadder straight on the ball, though. He's ripped it over as well. And it's going to be a turnover here for the All Blacks. Penanana, cut out pass. Almost Lou Diaga taking it, but wasn't able to get it in the end. So it's going back for the knock on. But Lou Diaga thought he was going to be going through there and thought he would have been able to get himself that runaway try. We have got Pollard's kicking even worse than Bodie as well, says Greet the Sacred Cow. And also we have got their good comeback from South Africa. And it was the perfect time to score the try as well, right at the start of this game. When the All Blacks scored that early try, the last thing the Springboks want to do is let them run away with it. I see, is that Chisel and Colby? No, they haven't got Chisel and Colby there at the moment, sitting with the side. I assume that the injured players would be somewhere, though, the likes of Colby. And I'm not sure where Kobus Reinach is. I believe he was going to be possibly lurking in one of these ones as well. We have got the go box from Eugene, and also Blackadder is a machine, says to Uso. He is indeed promoted into the starting lineup due to Luke Jacobson being out. Good commentary, reminds me of the wireless days with my granddad as well. Crack up as well, says Taku. And also we have got there on the chat, Pollard couldn't hit the ocean from Bondi Beach, said Sintrist. Harsh statement, but maybe at the moment for Pollard, he would agree with you. Pack weights for this one, 916 for South Africa, 913 for the All Blacks in this one as well. Come on, box, says Colin. And also just ignore people who tell you that they are behind because they are watching it live on TV or following it online. I have all those options, but I enjoy listening to your commentary as well, says Michael Figueroa. Much made. And at this stage now, it's going to be a scrum for the All Blacks. They've been able to retain it. And the front row have been pushing hard. It's going to be now Bowden Barrett. Little offload to Havili, breaking a tackle, but dragged down by Khaleesi on the 22, straight on the ball there. Dwayne Vermeulen wins the not releasing penalty for the Boks. And Faf de Klerk thinking about taking this one quickly. He's got a Havili underneath him, though, so he's not going to be able to do it too easily. And Willie LaRue now will be kicking this one for touch, or Willie Andre Pollard. Looks like he will be the man instead who gets the nod. And we have got there, Pollard is the best as well, says Jay Bock, and also no scanner South Africa in there. And Pollard, he's been poor from the last 2 games. Take him off as well, says Berenice. And they have got, I believe, Elton Yankees actually is another player that they have got on the bench for this game. I can actually show you guys the bench for this one while we have got the stoppage in play, and the lineout will be about to take place. These are the benches that both sides are going with. The only change, Ethan Blackadder in that starting lineup for the All Blacks, and that is due to Luke Jacobson being out with a stomach bug. So that means that instead Hoskins Tutu will be number 20 for this one. But Malcolm Marks is a man who I'm looking at on that South African bench. That makes me very concerned indeed. It is going to be a free kick here for the All Blacks, closing the gap in the lineout. So because of it now, does mean that they will have the free kick here for the Springboks. Joe Moody not looking too happy about that one, that is for sure. Oh, you've got there, this ground is terrible as well, says that George. I believe it is the Cowboys' home ground in the NRL, if I'm not wrong there. And I'm late again. What was Pollard's miss conversion from a difficult angle? Unfortunately for Pollard, not really. It was going straight out in front. It's gone high, and it's going to be a penalty now for the Springboks as well, and I believe it was for the player cutting off one of the Springboks. I think it was Brodie Retallick cutting off one of the Springboks players. So now it does mean that they will have the penalty, and it will be relatively straight out in front as well. Willie LaRue, what are they deciding to do here? I believe he's calling for the kicking tee, and this would give the All Blacks, the Springboks, a 1-point lead in this game as well. You got a bigger audience than DSTV, says Mo Gammett. That is absolutely just incredible, and I have to thank every single one of you for tuning in. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are only 10 minutes into this game, and we have already got 1,500 people watching this one, so thank you all very much for that. And this is not the only live stream we are going to be doing as well. So it was actually Brodie Retallick blocking Etzebeth, I believe, is the penalty that they have sprung him for there, and also the 4 Ts on the bench as well, says Vix. And that's the thing as well with the All Blacks bench, because of that change and Ethan Blackadder are no longer on the bench, the Tutu being in, it's actually all Chiefs and all Blues players for the All Blacks as well. Where's it being played? It is being played at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, which is a location. I don't believe they've had too many international fixtures. The last one I can remember, I believe, was actually the Reds versus Chiefs for Super Rugby, which isn't the international fixture, but I think that it's the last game I remember of Rugby Union, but that one's gone over from Handré Pollard, and now the score is going to be 7 to the All Blacks and 8 to South Africa, so they've been able to take the lead into this one here. Welcome, bro, as well, says Manuel, and also we have got their best commentary channel, says Ethan. Thank you very much, mate, and slick work from Canada, says MT. And yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here in this match. It's the 100th one. You only get 100th match, and I couldn't think of a better way of watching it than with all of you lovely ladies and gentlemen. And the chat is going to be taken by Lud Diaga on the 22. So now 25 meters out. Faf de Klerk won't be able to kick this one into touch, unfortunately for him, but he will be putting it high. And I believe it is going to be Makazole Mapimpi trying to line this one up. Will Jordan, though? No, it's Geordie Barrett taking it nicely. Good timing on the tackle there from Makazole Mapimpi. I believe Etzebeth could end up getting himself penalised. No, it's still available for the All Blacks there. 50 meters out, it's going to be going back. Bowden Barrett, Artie Savia sells the dummy, tries to go himself, running through them. The captain of the All Blacks, Artie Savia, getting some good go forward for the ABs there. 45 meters out, Bowden Barrett passing it. Cody Taylor, good hands, not the best pass from Barrett, but able to juggle it into his side, looking short side instead, decides to go to the left-hand side here. Perenara, Joe Moody, good tackle in by Umbanambi. And it's going to be a penalty for the All Blacks, and it's Brodie Retallick once again getting penalised here for going in through the side of the breakdown. No, it was Joe Moody who they have penalised them there. Slick graphics, not going to lie as well, says Guy. Thank you very much, mate. And I do appreciate every single one of you guys for being here for this one. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But they are showing the captain or the co-captain as he was for one of the first matches, Brodie Retallick. They're taking on the shot once again here for Handré Pollard, straight out in front here. Straight out in front now, 45 meters out here. For it will be Handré Pollard. We have got there good day, Hamish, from a beautiful, warm Cape Town, South Africa. Regards, Robert plus Margaret. Welcome in to the live stream. Appreciate both of you guys being here for this one. At the moment, the All Blacks, they have conceded 3 penalties to only I believe the Springboks haven't actually conceded one yet. As well, we have got there. My niece is watching the game with me, her first ever rugby game as well, says Sebastian. So hopefully she does enjoy it. And I mean, what a first match to watch. She will remember this one for a long time. But Handré Pollard now straight out in front, 45 out. It's curling, but it is still going to go over from Handré Pollard. So now the Springboks taking an 11 points to 7 lead. So the All Blacks scoring in a very early fashion in this game, only 3 minutes in. But then from there, mistake from George Bridge led to Nkosi scoring his first try, and then 2 penalties back to back. Someone had their sign upside down, so they have been told flip it 180 degrees. But now kicking off from the halfway line, All Blacks are going to once again be kicking off to the Springboks. Looks like a limited edition as well, says Emmanuel. And at this stage, we have actually got limited edition emojis in the chat for this match between the Springboks and the All Blacks. So if you guys are channel members, be sure to be using that one. And also, if you are new to the channel, be sure that subscribe button. If you want to support us with that channel membership, it is a pinned comment in the chat. But Faf de Klerk once again going for the box kick. Looks like will be Geordie Barrett lining this one up on the halfway line, taking it nicely. But Mapimpi drags him down to Kanye, trying to get in the breakdown, not able to turn it over. Bowden Barrett now looking in behind. Possibly just kicking it downfield to the 22. A lot of pressure on Willie LaRue. No, Handré Pollard takes a mark. And he will slow this game down just a little bit more. Can you not show the screen as well, says Roshni. Unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any match footage or audio, Sansa may sue me, unfortunately. So I wish that I could, but yeah, sorry about that. But if I did show any, I would get taken off YouTube as well for 3 months. They do have a happy hot Saturday morning from Johannesburg, everyone, as well, says Colin. Welcome into the live stream, mate. That is a great kick downfield from Handré Pollard. And now 45 minutes out from their own line here, the All Blacks, they will have the line out throw here. Have got there into the chat. Go box as well. And to go All Blacks from Super Saiyan now. Perenara passing it across field. Going to be Will Jordan. I keep on saying them around the wrong way. Good step. But he is going to be tackled low by Honore Pollard, the only try scorer for the All Blacks in this one so far. It's a penalty there against the Springboks. And now I believe they will be kicking this one for maybe around that 22. Or do they go for the kick with Jordy Barrett? Would be inside of his range. But I feel like at this stage, the All Blacks want to keep that fast tempo going. Possibly go for the corner. Why such a small crowd, says Live Starts? I believe it is because of the fact it is in Australia rather than being in New Zealand or South Africa there. That is a big kick downfield. And it is a good kick. No! Was he able to keep the ball in? Not quite, Mapimpi. Tell you what, he did very well there almost to keep that one in the field of play. But now about 15 metres out here, the All Blacks will have the line out. Alicia, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, has said, or is that Alicia actually? Now that I think about it, nice commentary as well. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that a lot. And now Cody Taylor, important line-out throw here for this man to make sure that it does go straight, but we will have to wait and see. Makazole Mapimpi being dangerous throughout a few other matches in the past. Blackadder taking that one nicely in straight away. The Springboks just trying to push the All Blacks into touch with some brute force, and it is going to be a penalty to the All Blacks, though. I believe it was for, I think it was offside, was it? Quagga Smith there, joining more incorrectly as the call there, and discipline first as well in the try time. And go the All Blacks to win 53 points to 18 and back again for your awesome commentary. Great start, exciting game. Let's go All Blacks as well, says Matt. And yeah, that's the thing. We've only had 16 minutes of this match so far, and we have already seen 2 tries, one for Will Jordan, one for Nkosi. And this is really saying something for the All Blacks here. They were 10 metres out, easy 3 points. They went, we'll go for the corner because we want to put pressure on the Springboks and get ourselves the 5 points rather than the 3. So now it will be a line out. It's a Beth looking like he will be the man lifted here, depending on where they go to. It's gone to the front to Blackadder once again. And once again, the Springboks trying to defend it, just making it go straight to ground. But it is available at the back here for the All Blacks. They won't be progressing anywhere. But Cody Taylor got this ball available. They've been told to use it once. 10 metres out. Gives it to Havili now with the crash ball. It's run straight at Honore Pollard, getting wrestled backwards in the tackle as well. Counter ruck there, and it's a lot of pressure on Perenara, and I believe it is going to be almost stolen by the Springboks. Yes, it is. Etzebeth coming out with the ball in hand. And now about 20 metres out from their own line here, the Springboks. De Klerk once again. Will it be kicking this one downfield? Looks like it's going to be a high ball. Will Jordan taking it nicely now. He's got a bit of space. No, he's dropped the ball forward. Will Jordan, and now Jordy Barrett just kicks it into touch. And it will be the scrum to the Springboks once again. 1.8 record incoming by halftime as well. That would be absolutely incredible if we were able to break our previous record. I believe it was 2,200 or 2,300, I believe, if I'm not wrong there. And our record for likes was 1,200. We're sitting on 350 at the moment. Can we push towards 500 by halftime? If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You're good at commentary as well, says Super Saiyan. Thank you very much, mate. And a different level from this form from what's had before as well, says Vic. Sorry, I struggled to read that one there. But yeah, at this stage, the Springboks, they have come off 2 losses up against the Wallabies. But I feel like that's really made them want to come out here in this game up against the All Blacks and really fire hard at it. Waimedi Wi-Fi shocking as well, says George. It is indeed at the moment. It's the worst possible day for my Wi-Fi to be playing up as well because of the fact it's the biggest match since the World Cup, I would say as well. And we have got Put Severese on as well, says Mike, although he is not on the bench either. They have gone with Quintal Paya as their option on the bench. But at this stage now, we've got a little bit of a stoppage because of Franz Malharba just getting a little bit patched up with a cut on the forehead as well. We have also got our real game finally as well, says Leonard. And also we have got there, and the JAB's making schoolboy errors, says Mark. Yeah, they've dropped the ball a couple of times, and also they have ended up giving away about 3 penalties so far. But while we are at it, we have seen that the try scorers are Will Jordan and Seba Nkosi. Looking through in terms of the leading try scorers is a perfect example here, looking through them. And you can see Will Jordan, he will actually move himself up into first equal with Andrew Callaway, David Havili, and also Malcolm Marks due to the fact that he was able to get that try at the start of this game. But we have also got Hoiber stats looking at their last games, pre-match head-to-head in the Rugby Championship as well, is a perfect one to look at in this regard, because you can see the real difference in terms of the stats in matches leading up to this one. As you can see, the All Blacks scoring 24 tries in their 4 previous games compared to the 9 of the Springboks. Clean breaks, 35-6 meters carried. It's almost double, 3,800 compared to the 1,900 of the Springboks. Defenders beaten almost double as well. Offloads, that is a big stat for me. 40 for New Zealand, 8 for the Springboks in this one. We have just got the stoppage while we are waiting for the scrum to go down here for the 2 sides. But it looks like a beautiful afternoon there at Queensland Bank Country Stadium. No, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. It's a hard name to get your tongue around in that regard, but these are the stats in terms of some of those other little bits of information that we will be showing throughout the live stream also. But we have got, tell you what, the chat is going extremely quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Franz Maharba still just getting a little bit of strapping on the head, trying to stop it from bleeding. But we are currently sitting on 6,269 subscribers. So can we push towards, I would say 6,350 by halftime? I think couldn't be off the cards either. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We have got Erasmus Must have got the bullwhip out, hit his squad as well with whatever he's done since the Australia game. It's working as well. Yeah, they're doing very nicely here, the Springboks so far. They look like a side that aren't going to be like at all slowing down in this game, but we will have to wait and see for the later stages of this one, of course. But it's going to be going down on the front row. We had quite a long stoppage there, about 2 minutes or maybe 3 that we did wait for Franz Mahabra to get kind of strapped up. But at this stage, off the bench, they will have Vincent Koch for the later stages of this one as well. Well done, says Manuel. Also 400 likes, doing well too as well, says Andy Watts. We are indeed. And it is all down to you guys as well. So I do appreciate every single one of you now. It's going to be Fuf de Klerk. A lot of pressure. It's a penalty though for going down on the front row. I believe it's a call there. Joe Moody did end up trying to push against the man who kind of disappeared. And because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the Springboks who have got themselves this penalty. Front row collapsing. That's a call. Hi guys, this is Leon all the way from Manus. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. Love the game. I'm new on this side as well, says Leon, and I do appreciate you being here for this match. Do let me know who you guys think is going to be the try scorer for the next try in this game, the exact try scorer as well. I'm going to say it will be, I want to say it might be Makazole Mapimpi if it is a Springboks, and then maybe a try for Rico Ioane if it is the All Blacks as well. We have got great try from Will Jordan. Keep it up, All Blacks as well, says Roland. And it was a very good way to start the match for the All Blacks. But since then, giving away 4 penalties compared to the 2 of the Springboks, they'll have to be a little bit careful in that regard, not to give away too many more. But we're up to 19 minutes gone in this match, just outside of the 22, and the Springboks will have this line-out throw here. Bongi Umbonambi just waiting for a side that tactically, no, Trevor Nakanye is tying up a shoe. I thought that maybe they were having a bit of a meeting about what the plan was for the lineup, but Nakanye just getting that boot tied up there. And we are going to be back into it. Your channel is fantastic. Willie the Roo or Artie Savi as well, says Theo as well for his prediction there. And Bongi Umbonambi from the Maul is another prediction, says Emil. And also we have got the Australian ref says this. It's actually English. Luke Pearce is the man in charge of this game. I believe he refereed the Springboks versus Wallabies game last week as well, but now going down the middle, and the All Blacks stealing that one in the line out. It's going to be Blackadder now trying to drive forward for the All Blacks, just throwing himself at the line where Quaka Smith, and also it was, nice flat ball to Havili. Looked like they were going to go wide. Havili gets up, goes again. Just inside the 22, Perenara rush defense from de Klerk working, tackling Scott Barrett there, straight on the ball there. Quagga Smith loses the footing though, goes back to Bowden Barrett, and he has kicked that one in behind, looking for the touchline, and that is a good kick downfield from Bowden Barrett, clearing the lines of the ABs. We have got their liquor box as well from Johnny and Kieran, and the ball emoji from Steve Smith in there as well. Hello from Cape Town, says Peter, and welcome in to the live stream at the moment. It must be a good morning in Cape Town, 9:33 a.m. or somewhere around there, I believe, if I'm not wrong, for you guys who are in South Africa for this match. And tell you what a way to start a morning. 100th match between the Springboks and the All Blacks. South Africa are just getting sped up a little bit by Luke Pearce there by the looks of it, from what he was saying. But we will look now at where the Rugby Championship table is sitting at the moment. New Zealand sitting on 20 points, 10 points for the Springboks, I should say as well, or almost stolen there by the All Blacks, but taken nicely by Dwayne Vermeulen, and now they go for the rolling maul here, the box, something that they are extremely strong with when they do use it. Can he keep on marching forward? Umbonambi, it looks like they've been told to use it once. Going backwards a little bit as well. Now breaking off the back. Cody Taylor with the tackle on him and Ethan Blackadder. But the ball is available for the Springboks. Going to be passed short side under the hands of Makazole Mapimpi, stepping back on the inside, trying to go through the defence. Scott Barrett makes the tackle on him though. And currently only 5 minutes or 5 meters into All Blacks territory. Mbonambi once again getting the carry. Fuf de Klerk looking like he will be kicking this one. Yes, he does. Fires it high, and it is fair enough as the All Blacks haven't looked too safe under the high ball. But Geordie Barrett claims that one, and he takes a mark, and looks like he is just wondering what the All Blacks have got to do. They've been stuck in their own half for the last kind of 5 minutes or so. And if they're not careful, the Springboks may be able to counter with another try for themselves. We have what's got there in the chat here. I'll just go and quick at the moment. We've got the George emojis in the chat. Also, the New Zealand and South Africa ones from Katie, as they are the special limited edition emojis that we did add just for this live stream, and also the one next week as well for the All Blacks. And we have what's got there. If we win, Hamish needs to have a bright eye as well. And it could be an interesting one indeed if that was the case. I have been recommended quite a few South African foods, if I'm not wrong. Stress lagging out a bit on my end as well. I believe it is, unfortunately, my internet's decided the one time that it doesn't want to lag. It has lag, but it is going to be kicked high here. Taken nicely by Geordie Barrett for the All Blacks. 40 metres out, offloads it to Scott Barrett. He's got Cody Taylor with him in support. Only 35 out, and he's fired out to Cody Taylor now, trying to pierce the line up to the 22 here for the All Blacks. Damien Dialende able to turn it over in the breakdown, but Blackadder gets it for a side, offloads it up to George Bridge, but it is going to be now going back for the scrum, I believe it is. And Hamish, the team with the best defence, will win this game as well. Exactly right, mate. It is one of those ones that at the stage, both sides just absolutely firing on all cylinders at each other. Great game as well, says Obi Snake, and also South Africa, can't play for 80 minutes, says Mike, and we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case in the later stages of this game, because they have got a strong bench, but they've gone with the 5-3 split this week rather than the 6-3, or sorry, the 6-2 like we normally see. So we have got here Mostert, Marco van Staden, and also it will be Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, and Frans Steyn, who will be coming off the bench for them in this game. And now it's going to be on the 22 here, and it will be the scrum beat for the Springboks. And it is their own 22, I should mention, so more than likely might be going for a kick from in here. South Africa fired up. They are indeed. They've heard what the media have been saying about them this week, saying that maybe this game could be a runaway for the All Blacks. But at the stage, after 23 minutes, they are leading this game. The Springboks, I don't understand how anyone could give a thumbs down. You try and do this as well, says Summer Breeze. It is mainly, I believe it is the people who want to see the game, but unfortunately, due to licensing, I just unfortunately can't show any of the game. Oh, it's going to be a free kick once again to the Springboks there for engaging just a little bit early there for the All Blacks. Off his feet there for Cody Taylor. So once again, it is going to be a free kick up against the All Blacks, and Joe Meady was the man who was penalised. It's about strategies as well, says Manuel, and also All Blacks says Ariza. All Blacks says Iranda, and also we have got their Wallabies are so bad that the Box and ABs can't raise the game for that clash as well, says George in the chat. And now kicking it downfield, and it has found the touchline once again for the Springboks. Like they are saying, the All Blacks, they need to make sure they get their discipline right, because they have given away far too many penalties in the early stage of this one. Now, could you let them score? I'm disappointed as well, says Aiden. It was just unfortunately from a drop ball. They only gave them a little bit of an opportunity, and then from there they just went for it well and truly. We have got the score is wrong on your channel as well, says Roland. I am about 30 or 40 seconds behind live, which is probably why I haven't seen if there is a try coming up. It's a penalty there to the All Blacks now, taken in the air as the call. And because of it now, they will be about 55 metres out. Looks like Bowden Barrett will be kicking this one for the touchline with Hamish. We finally have the greatest commentator on the planet to go with the greatest rugby team as well, says Andrew. I do appreciate that very much, mate. Now, Bowden Barrett kicking this one for the touchline. So at this moment, we've had a lot of penalties in this first half. It has been slowing the game down a little bit, but now the All Blacks are going to be just outside that 22, and they are going to be driving themselves forward, trying to get that rolling ball going as well. Could never listen to the so-called rugby experts in the media. They always get it wrong as well, says Barrett, and that is a very fair call indeed, because of the fact that a lot of people have their opinions on these games, but it is until we get to see it actually take place that you really get to see what is going on. Because at the moment, the All Blacks, they've had more possession, but the Springboks have been doing better in terms of the point scoring. Oh, David Avili holding on to that ball. He's managed to not drop it, but now it's going to be Quaka Smith turning it over. Avili's boot just stuck in there, and once again, it's a mistake from the All Blacks, and the Springboks counter with the ball in hand just inside of their own 22, 25 minutes in, and the Springboks doing very nicely in the early stage of this one. Etzebeth dragged down. It looks like more than likely Buff de Klerk will be kicking this one downfield. This guy's behind as well, says, bro, I am indeed. I am watching it through Sky Go. So rather than watching it through Sky, I am around that 1 minute or so behind. Havili, no, it's gone through the hands of George Bridge, and it goes straight into touch, and it will be the Springboks now who have got the line out throw. The All Blacks are struggling in the early stage of this one. George Bridge having a nightmare as well, says it was a Morse in the chat. And listening from the commentary from Vancouver, Canada. Great work, Amish, as well, says Courtney. Thank you very much. Fortunately, and George Bridge wasn't listening when told to be good under the high ball as well, says George Meyer. He wasn't indeed, because of the fact, I mean, we did have that whole segment about what they were going to do, although we did say Sever Reese might be on that side as well. Kiwi Lads channel, all treasures as well, says KD Dixon. And yeah, at this stage, the Springboks once again going to have this line out throw just inside of their own half, 45 metres out from their line. Bongi Umbanambi will be the man throwing this one, and we are 26 minutes through this game at the moment. And Umbanambi throws it in, going to the front there, almost going to be a penalty against Scott Barrett, but it is going to be the rolling maul once again here for the Springboks. Umbanambi sitting at the back, waiting for that opportunity to break off. They've been told to use it once by the referee, Luke Pearce. Now it's starting to march forward here for the Springboks, but Joe Moody straight through the middle, and I believe he's almost been able to know. It is going out the back of the breakdown for the Springboks now. Buff de Klerk passing it across field, going to be taken by Quaka Smith, tackled by Blackadder. Jumping straight in there was one of the All Blacks forwards trying to get that turnover, just not quite working out there for them. Fluff de Klerk passes it back across. Trevor Nakanya now in the carry 40 metres out from their own line here, the Springboks. And de Klerk going to be rolling the ball back once again for the kicking opportunity. Looks like Scott Barrett and also Blackadder trying to charge it down, not able to. And Corsi now trying to line this ball up high. Geordie Barrett almost catching it, but it did go backwards. And now Umbonambi putting pressure on George Bridge. Perenara going to be the man who has got this one on the side of the All Blacks. But once again in the breakdown, it's looking like the Springboks are going to be physical. They're going to be quick as well. 1,000 likes, folks. Smash that like button from C. Smith as well. The ball bouncing out the side, and it's been dropped once again by the All Blacks. And Franz Malhalbra now going to have this one for the Springboks. Counteract there from the All Blacks. Around the side here, Kwaka Smith. Tackled low by Nepololala Khaleesi now. Wrestling his way forward. They have still got the advantage here for the Springboks. Faf de Klerk goes back. Pollard kicking behind now. And it looks like they're going for the territory game. He's got too much on it, Andre Pollard. And it's going right back to where he kicked it from, about 45 out. The true voice of the fans, or the true fans' voice of rugby as well, says Vix. And also we have got the agreed in there. 2 cases like starts here with just 2,000 people watching at once. And I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. We are currently sitting on 457. Can we get to the possibility of 500 by halftime? We have still got around 14 or so minutes left. But Andre Pollard, you can see there, he is not too happy with that kick, that is for sure. And what is going on with the All Blacks? Handling errors, penalties conceded at the moment. Seems like they are just really struggling at the moment in terms of finding that rhythm. They had a very good start to the match with the pass from Cody Taylor going to Will Jordan. And now Faf de Klerk has got a little bit of a cut as well. So there will be a little bit more of a stoppage here for this game. Thank you, Kiwi Lad, listening from, it was Vanuatu as well from Keela. So I do appreciate you being here. NZ will hammer the box in the second half. And also we have got a little bit earlier on, tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. Seems to be 4 live stream currently. And you are doing far way better than them as well, says Nick Kenny. And also we have got there, in there, this is the real box. They don't let you play as well as the call. But at the moment, the All Blacks, they have had double the carries of the Springboks, but they just haven't been able to find that rhythm that they will be after here. But now it will be, I believe it will be the kick, or sorry, the scrum for the All Blacks. Most carry meters so far in this one. Will Jordan having 46 at this stage, but that is about it for the All Blacks. They need another line break very soon. Match clock is up 26 minutes as well. We are currently, there we go, it should update itself, hopefully. It says 26, but I believe we are sitting at 29 at the moment. On a 29.5 is the call. 40 meters out from their own line here, the All Blacks, and they'll be able to get themselves back on the try scorer sheet in the next few moments of this one. 10 minutes left in this one. It's at the back for Adi Savia. Perenara now going short side. They've got an overlap opening up, and it's going to be Havili. Offload on the outside. Rico Ioane drawing pass out to George Bridge now. 25 minutes out here for the All Blacks, and they are rolling forward. Perenara now offloads to Havili. Takes it to ground straight on the ball. Lukanu arm trying to get it. And that is something that the Springboks have done well throughout this match so far, getting right in the breakdowns as soon as they can. Once again, Lukanu arm trying to get it. Goes back, Bowden Barrett now. Wide pass, Brody Retallick sells a bit of a dummy, goes himself, the big man, with the advantage for the All Blacks as well. For the offside, I believe it is Perenara off to Nepololala, wrestled down to the ground by Eben Etzebev, still playing the advantage. Bowden Barrett now, cross kick opportunity. Will Jordan is out there, it's gone high. Is he going to take it? Yes, he does. No, it's Geordie Barrett. Oh, it's through the hands of Akira Ioane, but did it go backwards? He's offloaded it back for the All Blacks, and at the moment, it's a little bit rough for them, and it is going back for the penalty. And that was an interesting bit of play, that is for sure. Box want their number 1 spot so badly. And I did see earlier on, we have got from sweet ass D-Mac to fullback, Geordie to the left wing, Bridge off Brad Weber on as well as the call from them. And he wants to see George Bridge off the field already, which is unfortunate for the man. He did end up having that drop ball that did lead to the try of the Springboks. Straight out in front, they are going for the post here, the All Blacks. So they are willing to take this re and get that little bit closer. Edge of my commentary as well, says McGammon. And also we have got there in the chat, Bockies want their number 1 spot back so badly. That's the thing. Whoever wins this game will be number 1. But it was Geordie Barrett once again. He is actually almost playing out on that right wing side, because anytime I think it's going to be a high ball and Will Jordan will be underneath it, it's actually been Geordie Barrett. So he has been covering a lot of ground so far. We haven't got this box. Lets you look horrible as well, Cesar Morse. And at this stage now, they are not going to be given the kick to Bowden Barrett. He is going to be walking back, and Geordie Barrett will be in charge of this one. We are sitting on 504 likes, so we've been able to smash our goal out of the park here. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are not just going to do this game. We are going to be also doing the game that is taking place a little bit later on between the Wallabies and the Pumas as well. Excellent commentary. Thank you as well, says Jan Duplessis. Thank you very much, mate. And also best commentary by far in the chat. And I appreciate all of you guys' support for this live stream. Geordie Barrett straight up in front here, lining it up for the All Blacks to be within 1 point of the Springboks straight down the middle, and that one has gone over for the All Blacks, and now the score is going to be 10 to the All Blacks, and it will be 11 for the Springboks. We have got there, let's get a line out as well, says Manuel. And also we have got there, you can watch the game at Queensland Stadium in Australia, says Interest. Good point there, I guess you could say. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they've got a sold-out crowd for this game, which is a bit of a shame because of the fact it's an absolute huge occasion as well. We have got there in the chat, this is a better channel than PKR, says Turbo Tom. Thank you very much, mate, as well. And let's get a line out, says Manuel in the chat as well. Oh, tell you what, that one, it's gone out on the full from the Springboks. So Andre Pollard at the moment has made another mistake. Unfortunately, from the last kick that he did was too big. It went dead. This kick from the kickoff, it has gone into touch. So now because of it, has put the All Blacks back to the halfway line with the scrum feed with around 8 minutes to go. My dad is watching it. I'm on the TV. I'm on my PC as well. Says Abigail, and the Box will win as well. Says Anne Marie, and also we have got the All Blacks are number one, no questions asked. Says Therese, and hello mustache. Says got a welcome into the live stream. It is great to see you once again for this one. Anyone wondering why I've got a mustache? Was because I did make kind of I guess it was a bet, but there was only really a one-sided bet. I said in that first game between the All Blacks, between the Springboks and the Wallabies, if the Wallabies won that match, I would have to shave off this part and just leave the mustache. And they ended up doing it. I didn't expect it in that one at all, but they did very well there, the Wallabies. And because of it, it does mean that now I have got myself just a mustache, but Fluff de Klerk there, they are showing him he will be open to have a good second half here because they have got Herschel Yankees as a replacement for him, and also Elton Yankees for Pollard later on in this game. Please say hello. Says Team 1, welcome into the live stream, mate. Once again, it is going to be the scrum feed for the All Blacks on the halfway line. Perenara passes it back now to Havili. Rico Ioane inside ball. Geordie Barrett was able to have the juggle, but then he's been able to claim it there once again. 40 metres out now. Perenara passes it back to Nepolala. Offside advantage against Eben Etzebeth. So now they have got another opportunity, and this will be a kickable 3, I would think. Over to Havili, though. Breaking the line, offload back. It's gone through. Adi Savia takes it down the wing. Breaking the tackle with Quaka Smith. Trying to break the tackle with Damien Dealende as well, but it's going back for the penalty. We have got Maxi in the chat as well. Norm Maxwell, it is set my prediction. Well off at the moment, brother. Going to be a good finish as well. It is indeed. And I do thank you very much for coming on the channel, mate. Everyone absolutely loves seeing it, and they are very keen for that member-only Q&A as well. By the sound of it, we have got there must have put you off making bets with the viewers page as well, says Steve Smith. I always end up with a mustache. Everything kind of ends up like at that stage when I realized everyone wanted me to shave my eyebrows, shave my head and everything. I was like, right, I might have to cut it off here before I am just completely hairless on all of my body. We have got there. We will win the game, but the experienced guys need to calm the boys down as well, says Justin. And at this stage now, the All Blacks 10 meters out from the line. They are going to be going for that line out once again, try and get that rolling maul going, but it's been tough. The Springboks been defending it very nicely so far throughout this match. It's a loose ball, and it is going to be going a knock-on against the Springboks there, so it's going to be the scrum feed for the All Blacks. Once again, we have it's got there in the chat. The Boks have only one thing for them, and it's the kicking game. Once the ABs tweak defense, they counter the style, which they will second half is over as well. And also we have got there, you should apply for a commentary job for Sky Sports as well. I always say that on Sky Sports, I believe I would have had to play quite a few All Blacks test matches because of the fact they normally have ex-rugby players, but maybe one day we will be able to do it. But the thing that I love about doing these live streams as well is the fact that I can talk to you guys alongside the commentary. But going to the front there, Ethan Blackett, I tried to pass it back, and it was Etzebeth who actually had that knock on. So both flocks, Retallick and Etzebeth in the number 4 jerseys, having a little bit of a rough game so far, but they will be open to get better. Trevor Nakanye is down once again with another cut for the South Africans here. I believe it's on the top of the head here that he has got a little bit of a cut going on, and we have got there, Pollard, please put on your kicking boots as well, and we have got there, you're going to be round. You'll be going round like Gollum if you keep losing bets. I can't have that as well, says Steve. Have no way at all we can't have that. That is for sure. We have got there, so true. We pay, but no live games. As well says a thing now, and also we have got there, you should be in good shape for Movember Amish as well, says Courtney. And yeah, this stage is growing quite nicely. Other than that, I mean, this part hasn't quite grown back yet, but it was a little bit of a mess. So I feel like the kind of shave in the face probably was a little bit of a blessing in disguise in that regard. But looking at the 2 tries so far in this game, Will Jordan and Sebo Nkosi. So what we are going to also do is look through some stats from before the match, and that is the meters carried. Rico Ioane sitting on 468. They are showing him on the screen at the moment. Could he be a dangerous asset at the scrum time for a little bit of a set piece in the back line? Why can't Box ever get a solid lead against you guys or the guys as well, says Gerhard. I think the All Blacks, both of these sides, they are just able to keep each other in the game. Like, there's normally not really too many runaways. Like, I looked for the results over the last 5 years, and a lot of them are extremely close. The ball is available here for the All Blacks. Perenara now passes it back to Havili. Offloaded back. It's knocked down there by Sebo Nkosi. This is going to be a yellow card for Sebo Nkosi. Unfortunately, they're going upstairs because the All Blacks had about 3 men on the outside there. And I believe he is going to be going to the bin there. Of course, he was able to score the try earlier on, but he will be missing more than likely the next 10 minutes because of that one. If he had got two hands to it, he would have been able to score a try. But unfortunately for them, they are saying that maybe it is a deliberate knockdown, which would mean Nkosi will be going off the field. 2.2K as well, says Steve Smith. So I believe we are almost at a new record on the channel, which is absolutely awesome. And I thank every single one of you for tuning in for this live stream. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button while we are waiting for them to go upstairs for this one. We will also have a look at the poll. And so far in the poll, we've had 2,600 votes. 59% have said the All Blacks will win this one. Okay. Nkosi here. So David Havili on the outside. Beauden Barrett. Then Nkosi slapped the ball down, unfortunately for him. I think this could be a penalty try. This could be a penalty try, unfortunately. Because they are saying the fact that he slapped that down. Oh, no, they have one Springbok on the outside, so maybe this won't be a penalty try in that regard. But this could be a yellow card for Nkosi here. And then we will have to wait and see what the call is and the rest of it. But they were complaining there, the All Blacks, in terms of the factor of that ball getting knocked down. What is the call going to be for them in this one? We have got there. Is it a watching record as well? Says Live Starts. I believe we are pretty much there at this stage in terms of the record. We have also got there, yes, in the World Champs home as well, says Killer. And also we have got there in the chat, go All Blacks from Abigail. Unfortunately, it did go down from Nkosi. It was the pass at the back line from Havili. They had the men on the outside. And because of it, I believe, okay, because there is the defender there, it is not a penalty try, but I believe it is going to be a yellow card for Seba Nkosi here, who will be going to the bin for the next 10 minutes of this one. We have got there, what's the presenter's name? My name is Hamish. And yeah, we normally go a little bit by Hamish or the Kiwi Lads, depending on what you guys prefer there. And we have got there, why do we do it to ourselves? Come on, Box, wake up as well. And that's a big moment because with Seba Nkosi off the field for the next 10 minutes, that gives the All Blacks 5 minutes of the end of this first half, 5 minutes of the start of the next half to really pour on the pressure. So this is an easy 3 points, and it will give them the lead if they decide to take it. Unless they go for the corner, that is, as Damian McKenzie on the field. Hamish not at the moment. He will be out there in the second half, but straight out in front, Geordie Barrett will be taking on this kick, and it will give the All Blacks the lead back in this game as well. But we will go through. We'll show the starting lineup and reserves as well for both of these sides. And while those ones are going across the bottom, we will also show the reserves on the screen as well. You can see here, the only change for the All Blacks in this one is it will be Ethan Blackadder starting the match, and it will be instead Hoskins Tutu coming off the bench. That is due to Luke Jacobson being out with a stomach bug, but Geordie Barrett straight down the middle is there. So the All Blacks now take the lead back, and the score is going to be 13 points to the All Blacks, 11 to the Springboks. And for the next 9 minutes, the Springboks are going to be down to only having the 14 men on the field. What's your opinion of the Geo? Oh, tell you what, that's going too quick at the moment. But I don't really know too much about it, Eduardo, so I don't think I could comment on that analyst commentary as well, says OG. And also we have got there in the chat, keep saying All Blacks, mate, every time they're having a skull as well, says Connor. And also we have got there, thanks, Sam, good job. Where's the like button as well? It is just below the video. And I believe it is next to the subscribe button as well, kind of in that bar down the bottom. I think it's the best way to describe it as well. You're a nut for rugby as well, said Manuel. I absolutely love watching these games, and I also love watching them alongside you guys as well, while providing the live commentary. But Akira Ioane now got the ball for the All Blacks, 10 metres out from the line. He's got the knees on the ground, so they have to release him. And more than likely, yeah, Perenara will be firing this back. Beauden Barrett kicks it, looking for the touchline, or it was actually kind of a bounce into touch there from Beauden. And we have got there the South African flag in the chat from Steve Smith. If you guys do want access to that New Zealand and South Africa flag that Steve has put there, it is a limited edition one that we have added for our channel members. So if you are new to the channel and you want to support the channel as well and becoming a channel member, you get exclusive emojis. And also we are going to be having an exclusive live stream, a Q&A with an ex-All Black Norm Maxwell in a very short moment. So yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that member button, I should say, not member button up in the pin comment of the chat as well if you guys are interested. But now it will be Bongi Umbanambi now throwing this ball in once again for the Springboks. Currently 3 minutes, or did Scott Barrett drag him down early? I believe it might have been. No, it's an advantage here for the All Blacks. No, it's not. The referee is just telling him to put the arm back. He actually looked like he was given the advantage, but now Damien Delende with a step as well, trying to straighten, but he is tackled by Ethan Blackadder and also Artie Savia, the two big loose forwards for the All Blacks. Andre Pollard now put in the high. Ball up once again, trying to put the ABs under pressure. Geordie Barrett's taken it beautifully. Takes the mark as well. You have to question that tactic. They have men on the outside, but Andre Pollard once again deciding to send it to the sky. They have only got the 14 men on the field as well here for the Springboks. So they've got to be careful in terms of whether or not they leave the All Blacks an opportunity of being able to get a big break downfield. But now it's going to be kicked downfield. Willie LaRue taking that one, 35 out now from his own line, fires it high. Is it being chased hard by, I believe it is Quaka Smith trying to line it up, and instead Geordie Barrow once again under the high ball. He's been phenomenal, but a ball is rolled away, but it's a penalty there to the Springboks for not releasing from Quaka Smith. We have got there in the chat the South African flags from Kawanda, and also from God's Will as well has put the South African flags and go All Blacks, says Joshua, and Brazil says fit with these. So welcome into the live stream, mate, from Brazil. And we are going to be covering the game between Argentina and the Wallabies a little bit later on tonight as well. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But now the All Blacks will be kicking this one for touch. More than likely, I would think, would be the good opportunity here to be able to get themselves a late try, but taken nicely by Geordie Barrett there. And then from there, Quaka Smith trying to get over the ball. And it ended up ripping away on the side of the Springboks, but they ended up getting the penalty against them, kick for the line as well in the channel. That is exactly what they've done. 22 metres out now. Cody Taylor will be putting this one down the middle of the line out, taken nicely by Scott Barron. No, it's been ripped away by Etzebeth with the line out still. And now Andre Pollard thinking about kicking, but instead going to be mammouthed in the tackle by Artie Savia. Buff de Klerk looking like he's going to be putting someone in the pocket perhaps, or kicking it himself here to Klerk. Currently only 2 points difference, 6 minutes left of the Springboks being down to 14 men. It was Siba Unkosi, the try scorer, that ended up getting taken off the field. Will Jordan trying to line that one up for the quick throw, but has found touch very nicely there for the Springboks. And now Buff de Klerk looking like he's still got blood running down the side of his head at the moment. Oh, I think maybe a drink got knocked over in the crowd, which is a very sad day indeed, because of the fact that those drinks are rather pricey at those grounds, I have to say. But we have got there the All Blacks on top as well, says Viniala, and also Melbourne about to create a try as well, says Barney, but now going back into the hands of Perenara off the line out. Savia waiting as the first receiver as well, looking to try and build something up here for the All Blacks. Instead, skip pass out to Will Jordan. Was taken a nicely. Bongi Umbanambi is able to wrestle him down to the ground. Still available here for Perenara once again. And it's been dropped once again by Rico Ioane. I believe it was Rico Ioane. So this is not what the All Blacks would have been wanting, just dropping the ball too often at the moment. Kiri Ioane, he's put it down twice so far, and now was a no advantage. They're going back for the knock-on to the Springboks. My coverage kind of froze for a little bit there, but it is back now, which is good to see, and it is going to be a scrum for the Springboks. Greeting from Malaysia as well. Says mate, shall we welcome in Kiri Ioane at the moment. He's had the most clean breaks in the competition. Just went straight through his hands. He was looking at Lud Diaga lining him up and said, actually, I might have to watch the man rather than the ball, but that is, of course, not the way to do it. Should I go for New Zealand or South Africa, says Barney? Whoever you're going for, mate, just make sure you're well and truly supporting them, because this is an awesome match between these two sides, the 100th match. The next time we get a match this big, I guess would be around that kind of 200, 150. So probably in many years' time, it's been 100 years since the first game we saw between the Springboks and the All Blacks. All Blacks able to win that one, 13 points to 5. Which South Africa have already got more points. Willie LaRue once again kicking us in behind. Pimpy was very flat. Geordie Barrett under the high ball, taking it nicely, tackled by Mapimpi. They may try and change their tactics soon near the Springboks, because he has been taking everything that's been thrown at a cutout pass there. Beautifully done by George Bridgman on the inside. Cody Taylor trying to break the line on the halfway now for the All Blacks, and they have got into 41 minutes rush defense there from Buff de Klerk, missing the tackle on Nepoloala, but Dwayne Vermeulen, he's stolen that ball in the breakdown. But Perenara, he's going to be taking it back by the looks of it. And they have been able to keep this one on the side of the All Blacks. Now Bowden Barrett goes back to Red Talic. They've still got the man advantage. It's a knock-on, no full pass. And that is going to be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. And it is going to be 13 to the All Blacks and 11 to the Springboks. Tell you what, it's an interesting fixture, that is for sure, because of the fact we saw 2 tries in the first kind of 10 minutes or so, almost 5 minutes as well. Excellent unbiased commentary. Thank you as well, says Mark. And that is the thing that we always aim for on this channel, is because of the fact, if you have got one-sided commentary, it does make it very hard for both sides to be able to support their team. So I always try and call it down the middle. Even though I am from New Zealand, I've got a giant inflatable All Black. He is more of a prop than anything else, but I'm always going to be calling these ones down the middle. And well, we have got there 2.3K viewers. Well, halftime Cones Brothers as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also be sure at least drink some water at halftime, says Steve Smith. Although you guys know us on the channel, we haven't ever drunk any liquids on live stream. I feel like we've got to change that at some stage, but not quite today. Of course, it's a special occasion, so maybe we might have to for a later one. But we have got 571 likes at the moment for this live stream. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave that like button. It is hugely appreciated because of the fact that we are going for a new record. We've already had a new record of peak concurrent viewers. We have had a nerve showing for the AB's drop balls, losing rucks, making lots of mistakes. Going to be easy for the Savas at this rate, says George Meyer in the chat. And also we have got there, you can see the All Blacks players that didn't play last week a bit rusty as well. That's the thing. They made so many changes last week, the All Blacks, for that second game up against Argentina. I believe about 12 changes in that starting lineup. And now this week, they are going to have to try and make sure that they do get it right. But we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. We will get some stats up for this one as well while we are at halftime. Panthers win over the Storm 10-6 as well. So they are going to be through to the final. That is a big call there. The fact that the Melbourne Storm lost for that one, pretty much the scoreline you'd expect as well, says Vince. And that's the thing. I believe my score prediction for this one was 24 points to South Africa and 29 to the All Blacks. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that will be the case. But normally I am absolutely terrible with score predictions. So it's going to be one of those ones that could be a mile off. But we will have to wait and see. But now the Rugby Championship, we'll look through some stats. Like I mentioned, it was Will Jordan and also Seba Nkosi. Will Jordan's one was just a beautiful run from Cody Taylor, able to put the defence under pressure from running sideways, breaking through the line, support run from his Crusaders teammate. Will Jordan takes it too much pace for Willie LaRue, and he was able to score that first try of the match in the 3rd minute of this game as well. But then straight away, it was a kick and behind from Buff de Klerk. Seba Nkosi was chasing hard. George Bridge straight through the hands of that man. And then from there, it went into the hands of Nkosi, and he was not putting the ball down, although he is now not going to be touching the ball for the next few minutes because he has got a yellow card, but he will be back soon. And then from there, going to be a very interesting second half for the Springboks. Whether or not they decide to make a change early or whether they wait a little bit longer, we will have to wait and see there. But unless at the moment, I can actually do something a little bit fancy, although I'm worried that it might end up glitching the stream. So what I will do is instead I will be showing the reserves. I was going to have it pop up as an animation, but I'm worried that that might end up glitching it out. You know what? We will try it. The reserves for both of these sides, before we get into these stats, looking at the All Blacks here, they have got Samisoni Takeaho, Karl Tuanukiafi, Ofa Tuangafasi, also Patrick Tuipulotu going to be getting an opportunity. So 3 Blues players there all next to each other. Then it's going to be another Blues player. Hoskins Satutu is going to be number 20 because of the stomach bug of Luke Jacobson. It meant that Blackadder is starting this match, and instead it will be Hoskins Satutu off the bench. Brad Weber, Damian McKenzie. I feel like at this stage, it's a very hard situation to put Damian McKenzie out on the field, other than maybe you move Geordie Barrett to right wing, Will Jordan to the left wing, because so far Geordie Barrett, he has hardly put a foot wrong. He's dropped the ball once, I believe, but other than that, he's been very safe under the high ball. Quintupaya going to be the man in the number 23 jersey for the All Blacks in this game as well. Then looking at South Africa's reserves, Malcolm Marx, the try scorer machine, currently sitting tied for the most amount of tries in this Rugby Championship. You can understand why when you see that man's frame. When you see him get on the back of a rolling maul, he is extremely dangerous, and he'll be able to do that in the second half as well. Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, also Franco Mostert in the starting lineup last week isn't going to be getting the opportunity in this one to start, but coming off the bench for either a lock or maybe a loose forward will be where they decide to slot him in. Marco van Staden and also Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, both available, and then Frans Steyn going to be the other man for the backs because they have gone with the 5-3 rather than the 6-2 like they normally would here. The Springboks decided to go for it and see how it goes for them. But yeah, that is the reserves for both of these sides. That's a real deal. Another 10 from Quagga, then he can go off. Malcolm Marx will be massive as well. He will indeed. And tell you what, the chat is going extremely quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe, because we are going to be doing the next match between the Wallabies and Argentina. And if the Springboks win this game, we will have to wait and see whether or not the Wallabies can try and catch up with them. So we will have to wait and see if that will be the case. Hoskins the Beast as well, says Justin. And also we have got there Nkosi yellow card, says Emmett Choi. He did indeed get that yellow card late in the first half. And nice commentary I'm hearing from Western Australia. Much appreciated as well. I couldn't find a pub showing it here, says NZ. That seems pretty rough that they don't have a pub showing one of the biggest games since the World Cup. But yeah, I do appreciate you being here, mate. It is hugely appreciated. We have got too many mistakes both sides. Honre, whose side are you on, man, as well? Go Box as well, says Achal. Chul in the chat, sorry, and one try each, says Amori. It is indeed, and pronounce it Kosh. Think of the Scottish lock as well. Is it kind of cock? Is it cock? Hopefully I pronounced that correctly there. But I did say Kosh because I think I got told I was saying it wrong if I say cock in that regard. But do let me know. But nonetheless, we will look through some of the meters carried stats and everything along those lines. One try apiece for both of these sides, Will Jordan and Seba Nkosi, the 2 try scorers. Meters carried 220 for the All Blacks compared to the 69 of the Springboks. They've had a lot more meters, and about that 69 meters for the Springboks, the All Blacks had in the first couple minutes of this game as well. Bro, man, commentary as well. Says, stay, thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you big time. Whoever's got that, looks like your Wi-Fi has picked up as well, says the Uso. It's weird. It's decided half-time is now the time to be able to be a lot smoother. So I guess I'll take it in that regard, but hopefully it does continue. Oh no, I think we jinxed it and it's just gone back down. Actually, now I'll look at it. Malcolm Marx second half as well, says Amori. And also we have got the, it's pronounced Koch as well. says that it is Connor. So yeah, Vincent Koch coming off the bench in the second half, looking through the defenders, beaten 17 for the All Blacks, 4 for the Springboks, 3 clean breaks for the All Blacks, 1 for the Springboks, and then tackles made, 51 tackles made by the Springboks. So they've missed 17 tackles now. They missed 19 last week up against the Wallabies, so they won't be wanting to do that again in this game. And they are only 2 away from it as well. All Blacks, 35 tackles made, 1 missed tackle, but they've dropped the ball just a few too many times. Penalties conceded, 7 against the Springboks, 1 yellow card, and 4 against the All Blacks. So they've really tuned in the discipline in the later stages of this one for the first half. Will Jordan, most meters carried so far for the All Blacks with 46. And then I believe it is actually Lutiaga has the most carry meters for the Springboks with 17 from his 3 carries. We also got to keep it clean, kids, as well, says interest, and also South Africa front row, ugliest men in history, says Live Stars, and also Australia for life. And I can only visualize what's happening from Hamish's unfortunately unbiased commentary. But it's obvious that the All Blacks have now gained ascendancy. They have still got the man advantage for the next couple minutes as well. So we're going to have to wait and see whether or not they can use that to their advantage. They were able to get the 3 points, but they haven't been able to score a try since the 3rd minute in this game as well. Hi from Mexico as well in the chat from George. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to see so many of you guys here already for this live stream. Appreciate you all being here. We've hit new records on this one. Other than our likes, we haven't been able to hit the new like record. We are sitting on 638. Let's see if we can push towards 700 before the second half gets underway. We've got a few more minutes. Can we do it? And also, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it is hugely appreciated indeed. I'm just looking at some odds as well to see how kind of the odds makers kind of put in this one. And at the moment, they are saying that the Springboks are still $4.50 underdogs, which is a very interesting stat indeed, because of the fact they are only a couple points behind in this game. Anytime try scorers for the All Blacks, I'm thinking we're going to get to see another one from Will Jordan, perhaps, or Rico Ioane got a timer as well, says Stephen. It is normally where that halftime is, kind of up in that top corner over there, that is now moving side to side like it is some sort of tree in the breeze, like I am inside of my lounge. A little bit of a tree indeed. Can you please show the score? Boom. There it is there right next to us here. 13 points to the All Blacks, 11 to South Africa. And also we've got there in second time, ABs will win easily as well, says Driz. And you're the only, you are only number one because we bottled the semis as well, says Justin. And also we have got there, smash that like button for the homie, says Pure, you're the man. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Namibia supporting our neighbours as well, says Godfrey, and got great commentary, Hamish, so proud as well, says David. We've come a long way on this live stream because of the fact we've done so many things that I don't think I've seen before on one of our, well, I know it's not on our live stream. I'm not sure whether it's been on any live stream in that regard. We've had an ex-All Black in the build-up to this match. We had a sit-down interview, which was absolutely incredible, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more, I should say, in the future as well, because he has said that he is very keen to do a live Q&A with our members on the channel where you can ask him all of your questions, whether it's about rugby, whether it's about the All Blacks, anything like that. So if you are keen for that one, it will be in a couple of weeks' time, and it will be that channel membership emoji, or the channel membership link, I should say, as well. If you do want to become a channel member, it is $5 New Zealand a month. Helps support us on these live streams and helps keeps us going for these ones as well. My mum is standing next to me, which I look a little bit concerned about. What's happening, Mumsy? What they think about the ref. Right. So apparently the refereeing has been questioned at this stage a little bit, but nonetheless, the membership channel, or the membership thingy in the chat is that one there. What do you think happens when we die as well? Says one. That is a deep question for a rugby live stream, and that is a very tough one indeed. And we had see, I said 2K as well, says Maury. You did indeed, and you actually, someone said 3K as well. Hi, Mum, as well, says it was Brett. And also we have got there, hello Kiwi Mum, and also we have got there, we are stuck offshore, and this wait up, it's moved a little bit. This is the best to live rugby we can get. These Aussies and stands for only as well, says Eugene. So I appreciate you being here, mate. What games are you streaming tomorrow? We are kind of continuing the momentum of live streaming because of the fact we are going to be doing the match between the Wallabies and the Pumas. And then from there, it is going to be the match between, I think we're doing Bristol Bears taking on Wasps for the Gallagher Premiership. Also Munster taking on the Sharks. And then it will be the Bulls taking on, who are they playing? They are playing Leinster as well. How do we go? Oh, I didn't start the poll yet. I think people were saying hi to you, though. You want to wave? Tell you what, if you reach about there, they will be able to. There it is. There's my mum's hand, ladies and gentlemen. We have there. Hi, Hamish's mum from Court Day as well, and Mama Kiwi Lads doubting the ref as well. Says a passion. We have got there in the chat. Hi, Mumsy as well in the chat. And what is Mumsy doing next year? And also we have got hi, Kiwi Lads, Mum says, and thank you, Hamish. Says Alan, no worries, and best commentator as well, says Justin, and get your mum to pull up a chair in the commentary box as well. Our best commentator, go Box, I believe in you, says it was a little bit earlier on from George. And we have got there as well, Brotelic blocking the player from catching the ball is based on the previous, the South Africa player was going to catch the same. Should apply for the deliberate knockdown. One South Africa player covering 3 ABs as well. Says CL. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But nonetheless, we are getting close to the second half, getting back underway. If you guys are hyped, be sure to leave that like button as well. I didn't realize you were still standing there next to me. I thought that you had gone back out to the TV. Yeah, I just stood around and my mum was just looking at me, kind of watching us in action, I guess you could say. Poll in honor of your mum as the ref. Prickle, no, we can't do that one. In the chat, I wouldn't think, bro, great, what a legend as well, says Eugene. And what's the score margin, Hamish, says Ed Vogel. At the moment, we are only sitting 2 points difference, but I said that it was going to be a game decided by 5 points. It was going to be the All Blacks sitting on 29 and 24. For the Springboks was my prediction. I'm not quite there yet there. The Packers coming bomb squad. We're going to crash the Kiwi as well, says Azelle, although they have only gone with the 5 forwards rather than the 6-2 split like they normally would here for South Africa. We'll show them once again on the screen. Malcolm Marks, Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, also Franco Mostert, Marco van Staden, Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, and Frans Steyn is going to be the other man coming off the bench. And I'm wondering how long they give Handré Pollard. People aren't too happy with his performance at the moment, I'll be honest, but we'll have to wait and see whether or not he will be able to have an impact in the second half. Then just quickly looking through the other options here. We have got for the All Blacks, it is going to be Samisoni Takiaho, also Karl Tuanukiafi, Ofa Tuangafasi, Patrick Tuipulotu, Ethan Blackadder is actually starting this match, so Hoskins Atutu instead will be that man. And then it is going to be Brad Weber, Damian McKenzie, and Quinn Tupaia, all Chiefs players, and all will be looking to get themselves over the try line at some stage, maybe in this match as well. Show us the screen as well, says Saratina. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but I feel like I well and truly got that a mile off. But because of licensing, I am unable to show any match footage or audio, or else we get taken off YouTube. We could get sued, and we would pretty much lose our job for 3 months. Unfortunately, you should definitely get formal employment as a rugby commentator as well, says Stephen. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate that a lot, and let's get away Kiwi Mum as well, says Steve Smith there. And we have what's got there. If you could enlarge any animal to the size of a horse, what animal would you enlarge? It's a good question, actually. That's kind of come out of nowhere, and I can't really think of it off the top of my head. I would maybe say like a chicken, because imagine the size of those eggs. You could feed like a whole village with one egg, like an emu. You know, emus have those big old eggs, but hopefully, that would lower the quality. But imagine how much yolk you get for that, which would be a lot of cholesterol. So you'd have to share it around a little bit. Your pronunciations is gold as well, says Alan. Also, we have got there in the chat. He can't show the game due to copyrights. I feel for him having to keep explaining as well, says Andy Watts. Yeah, we normally have to explain it probably around 50 to 100 times on a live stream, but it is fair enough. We're constantly having new people tuning into these live streams. Horse as well, says Daryl, for one that he can enlarge to a horse. Is the Taranaki game tomorrow, Hamish? It is indeed. Taranaki going to be taking on Bay of Plenty. And if Bay of Plenty had won that game up against Hawke's Bay, it would have been a shield challenge as well. So, unfortunately, for Taranaki, just not quite going to get their hands on the shield yet. And we have got there. Which team is looking better at the moment, says Floyd. There's kind of separate moments for both sides. I would say, overall, the Springboks, in terms of that kind of physicality, I would say are looking like the better team. But then it's the running rugby of the All Blacks that has also given them that slight advantage. And also under the high ball, they've been very solid as well. When it is Geordie Barrett, anyone else is just one of those ones that haven't quite been able to hold it too nicely there. But I would say overall, the Springboks are looking like they aren't tired yet. But I'm worried that at the pace they've been playing this game, it could happen. So we'll have to wait and see. But now they are back out on the field. We are getting ready to go for the second half of this match between the two sides. Currently sitting on a total of 400. That's a lie. It's 700 likes at the moment for us on this live stream. So thank you very much for hitting that like button. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that button as well. We are going for a new record on the channel. So if you do want to help us out, please do. We have got those new emojis in the chat from It Was Isaac as well. We have got a new channel member as well. Thank you very much. Stay Ilan for hitting that channel member button. Now you do have access to those exclusive emojis. You are seeing the likes of Isaac Hughes in the chat. And you also have a special little badge next to your name that does make you stand out in the chat as well. Dylan, again, hope you're doing good, Kiwi Lad. I am indeed. The second half has kicked off, and the All Blacks have got this one at the back. Is Anton Leonard-Brown injured? I don't believe so. He's still got maybe that little bit of a hamstring strain that he had a couple of weeks ago, but I don't believe he is too injured at the moment. Dalton Papali'i, he has a hamstring strain, which is why when number 7 was kind of available, they went with Ethan Blackadder rather than him as well. How fit are they looking? Or killing it again? As well, says Peter. They're not looking too bad so far, but there's been a few injury stoppages, which has made it just that little bit easier to be able to slow down as well. And at this stage, it's just a little bit out to the side. You can't quite see it. I'll have to lean him over for it. And there we go. There we go. Kieran's got a bear on him, but now it's going to be a penalty on the halfway line for the All Blacks now, and they look like they want to keep this game going at a fast pace. They've got 2.5 minutes until Nkosi will be back out on the field. The new Nisbo as well. Says Floyd, thank you very much for commentating, mate. Come to you from South Africa, or sorry, from Cape Town as well. Are you going to commentate the Wallabies and the Pumas? I am indeed, mate. We are commentating every international fixture of the Rugby Championship, but not just this week, next week as well, and also the United Rugby Championship. Thanks for the commentary again, bruh. As per normal, no TV coverage in Brisbane, unless you want to spend to pay TV as well. Cheers, Brad. Says Dean, no worries, mate. And I absolutely love that factor of these live streams. It's not just because of the fact that you guys who are in countries that they aren't showing the game aren't able to access it. It's also a free alternative kind of thing, because there aren't many options out there for free watching a rugby. Of course, I'm not able to show the game, but I do try my best to keep you informed with the commentary. Oh, they're breaking off nicely here for the rolling maul of the All Blacks. It's gone down. I believe Faf de Klerk was able to drag that one down very nicely. Perenara now, they've got it available for the All Blacks. Going across to David Avili, trying to break the tackle, found it to ground, offload once again. Perenara gives it to Scott Barrett now, a little bit isolated, and because of it, as he got his hands on the ball for South Africa, he does, but it's a penalty for not rolling away. Tell you what, that was almost a brilliant steal from Malcolm Marks, who is already out on the field at the moment. Now, do the All Blacks take the 3 straight out in front with a minute left on the clock, or do they decide to maybe, they kick him for the corner? It is going to be one last opportunity for the All Blacks here. They're in a good position on the field at the moment. Are they going to be able to get themselves over the line? That is a big question here. But Cody Taylor now looking like it's going to be set for the rolling maul here for the All Blacks. But they've already made the change of Malcolm Marks, which is very early indeed. You don't normally expect to see Malcolm Marks out there quite at this stage. But here's the first change. And Kitsoff is also out there, stolen there by the Springboks. And because of it, Diaga, but straight back to his feet. Scott Barrett turning it over. It's going to be a Kiriwani, a metre short now. Pollard trying to get in there. Perenana almost. Oh, I think he knocked that on. But they are going to be going back. Oh, that's definitely a knock-on from Neville Lalala. Throw it forward into the box defence. 30 seconds left of this yellow card, and the All Blacks may only have been able to get out of it with only 3 points here. Buff de Klerk going to be firing it back here to Pollard. And he is going to be kicking this one into touch. Got plenty of time as well. There is going to be 15 seconds left, so they've still got one last opportunity here for the All Blacks. Are they going to be able to score it? That's a big question. It's going to be a line-out drive. More than likely, I would say Cody Taylor off the back for the rolling maul if they can get it going. We've got good stuff, boys, as well. Shows the game, man. Says Adrian, licensing, mate. If I was to show it, I could get sued by Sansa, which would be very unfortunate. But now it's going to be Savia breaking it back now. Passing it across George Bridge with a step as well. Not able to find the offload. 22 metres out of Kiriwani. Going around the side, tackle low by Kitsoff. Another advantage here to the All Blacks. On the 22, Nepalala breaking off. Malcolm Marks makes the tackle on him. Franz Mahaba, Quagga Smith getting right on it. They've got themselves another penalty here. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, the yellow card will not be over yet. So the All Blacks might even consider just kicking this one for... Well, actually, if they kick this one into touch, I believe Nkosi would be back from the bin. So maybe they decide to just go for it once again. Maybe go for the quick tap or something along those lines. Summer Breeze, I agree, as I said some in the chat. And that was for earlier on. Always respect a game between the New Zealand and South Africa hardcore, mate. But come on, New Zealand, says Summer Breeze. Bring in 3K viewers, says Steve Smith. Maybe one day we will be able to edit it on this live stream. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. It's going to be a 5-metre line out here for the All Blacks once again. And Cody Taylor will be throwing this ball. And the last one was stolen by Ludiaga. And the All Blacks now, they have been told to hurry up here. They're just having a little bit of a tactical planning session. Are they going to be able to get over the line? That's a big question here. Cody Taylor thrown to the front to Blackadder. Now it's nicely set here for the All Blacks, going straight sideways though, breaking off very nicely here. Adi Savia going to be a metre shorter line, and he is going to be pushed into touch by the Springboks, and now it's going to be a 5-metre line. I'll tell you what, that was phenomenal defence from the box there. And now they will be back to the full 15 as well. Good defence, says Berenice. It was indeed. Adi Savia trapped there, not able to get himself over the line, and because of it, does mean that the Springboks now have got themselves another opportunity here as well. We have got their best is yet to come, says Paul, in try time. It's only right, love the compatible as well, says Emmanuel, and take the points, says interest. And yeah, at this stage, they decided to keep on going for the try rather than the 3. So it could be costing them later on in this one. We will have to wait and see. But now Malcolm Marks will have this line out throw only a few metres out from the Springboks line. So the All Blacks, they will want to do what the Springboks have done a couple of times in the last little while. They were able to get a couple turnovers. Malcolm Marks now going to be throwing this one in. Taken by Ludiaga, fire back to Faf de Klerk now, and it looks like Quagga Smith just going to be hitting this ball up. But last time, they were only a couple metres out. It was actually stolen by the All Blacks, but just outside of the 5-metre line, and Faf de Klerk Looks like he is going to be kicking this one once again here for the Springboks. 45 minutes into this game at the moment, and the score is only 2 points difference between these two sides as well. Found the touchline and now on the 22. It will be the opportunity once again for the All Blacks to have the line out throw 25 metres out. Go All Blacks as well, says Roland. And also we have got there, if we lose again, I'm never watching rugby, only when New Zealand and Australia are playing as well, says Dylan. Also Hamish, fantastic commentary. Maybe just try to give us a little more positional info about where they play, where the play's happening, mate, says Andrew. I will try my best, mate, to add those in. 25 metres out at the moment, and it's going to the back and it's stolen once again on the line out. Malcolm Marks takes it, and Sia Khaleesi now with a bit of a line break. Beauden Barrett trying to wrestle him to the ground, and he has done so, and now Ethan Blackadder straight on the ball. Not able to turn it over, though, for the All Blacks. Stephen Kitsoff, first carry of the match for that man. Brody Retallick wrestles him down to the ground as well. It looks like once again the Boks are going for the box kick for this one for Faf de Klerk. 25 out, kicks it high. Looking for plenty of height. Mapimpi, no, it's Nkosi trying to line it up, not able to get to it. The ball is still in the field of play, and Malcolm Marks has got this one. So the Springboks have been able to retain it, knock-on advantage against the All Blacks as well. De Klerk passes it back now. Quaka Smith with a great step there. Scott Barrett, another penalty. Well, that one is actually going to be the penalty for offside, I believe, in this situation. So now the Springboks will be able to kick it downfield. Perhaps the commentary is lit as well, says the rest. And also, can you please tell what the score for All Blacks and Springboks, says Kari. At this stage, it is 13 points to the All Blacks and 11 to the Springboks. So still a very close game. 46 minutes gone in this one as well. So we are running low on time in some regards, I guess you could say, because of the fact that it is going to be a very close one indeed between these two sides. But now going to be kicking it for touch. Henry Pollard once again finds the touch line, and now 30 metres out from the All Blacks line, the Springboks are going to have another opportunity here to see whether or not they can get themselves a try very soon. Sad I'm in Melbourne, not showing the game. They show Australia versus Argentina. Storm just lost in the NRL. I did see that, and it is a massive one in that regard for them to have lost that game there. The Melbourne Storm, but now Malcolm Marks once again with the line out throw. We have Scott there in the chat. How was that player not obstructed the catcher? As well, says hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but quickly we will go to the live action. It's going to be Pollard offload, almost interception pass, and Beauden Barrett was rushing up for a Faf de Klerk now, going for the box kick once again, going for the kicking. It's going high. Who's going to be able to take it? It's going to be bouncing loose. Nipple Lalala, they've got the knock-on advantage, and that's going to be a penalty for Quaka Smith making the high tackle there on it. Was Lalala. So giving away that penalty would have been a 5-metre scrum here, but Perenara just asking the question about maybe that obstruction in the air. We have got a long way to go, hoping Bok can come back from the disgrace they got by Aussie, though I'm an All Blacks fan as well in the chat, and All Blacks in the chat. And there, so I'll tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. My voice is going to be completely gone tomorrow, but George Bridge trying to get that ball, not quite able to. Etzebeth once again knocking the ball on. That is about his 4th knock on in this game, I believe, if I'm not wrong. But kicking for the touchline, and a has-bound touch, good kick downfield from the All Blacks. 45 metres out now, and they will have the opportunity to go for that line out. Now, Cody Taylor, he has been struggling at line out time, but I don't think it's so much his throwing. It's more of the fact that the Boks are right there in every line out, and they are working very hard to try and get that ball back for their side. But Cody Taylor, once again, will want to get this one down the middle. It's taken by Ethan Blackadder, taken nicely. Savia now back to Perenara. Beauden Barrett, first receiver. Rick Ioane offloads it. Geordie Barrett has put the ball down there for the All Blacks, and once again, it is a mistake. 2.4K new record as well, says Steve Smith. It is indeed. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the live stream. Let's see if we can hit our record for the most likes on a stream as well. We're sitting on 724. Do we go huge? Can we hit 800 by, what are we sitting at the moment? I believe we're about 50 minutes through. Can we hit 800 by 55 minutes into this game? Do hit that like button if you haven't already. Also subscribe if you are new. Channel is growing as well, says Stephen. It is indeed. It's absolutely awesome. 2.5K coming very soon as well. In the chat, that was from Live Start. So we have got there the two biggest rugby giants in the world. What a game, says Estelle. And yeah, we didn't expect anything different in this game. We knew it was going to be close. It was going to be physical. And that's what we've had for the first 15 minutes. We've still got 30 more as well. Great game, great commentary. Awesome as well in the chat there. And love your commentary. TKL, awesome as well, says Tume. Thank you very much, mate. And it's going to be a crack as well, says Azel. And the South Africa in there as well. Come on, Foster, sub off your captain, says John. And also all slacks have hands made of butter, says Sintrist. As the description there. Imagine if they went down to the sideline commentary on the actual game and they said something along those lines. I would probably laugh at that if that was the case, but we are now sitting on 775. We're flying up at the moment in terms of those likes. So I appreciate every single one of you for hitting that like button. It does make these a whole lot of fun because we are just constantly setting new records for ourselves. Bonin is busy looking at the player and not the ball as well, says David, and we've got the emojis from Mopar. If you guys do want access to those exclusive emojis, including the New Zealand, the South African ones that we have had a little bit earlier on for the limited edition, it is that pin comment, but now Fluff de Klerk going short side. Willie LaRue offloads now. Damien Dialende trying to pierce the line. Bowden Barrett trying to wrestle him down, but Blackadder gets the job done. Made a lot of tackles so far throughout this one. Blackadder, Fluff de Klerk short side. Loose ball, Pimpy, and also will Jordan miss it. And now it will be a line out from about 25 out here. Better not get offered a job as a commentator. Otherwise, we won't have this channel as well, says Mark Smith. Yeah, that is the one downside to it as well. I always say it because of the fact I love doing the commentary, but I love talking to you guys in the chat as well. So it's just one of those ones that it's extremely tough to be able to balance the chat and the game. But I always try and read every single message. Thanks again from China, mate. You are a legend as well, says Sean. No worries, mate. And hope you are enjoying the commentary so far. I'm just looking through in terms of who is going to be able to get this next big break. We've got the benches as well there in the chat. I will show them as well. We've got the try scorers down the bottom. I will put the reserves up for you guys to see exactly who it is. But Ethan Blackadder is not actually at number 20. It will be instead Hoskins Atutu. We've got a donation from Steve as well. Thank you very much, mate, for the record-breaking views, brother, as well. And I appreciate that very much as well. Have you ever thought of hosting a rugby podcast? There is a pin comment there in the chat that does have a link to the channel membership and also to the Rugby Down Under podcast where we talk all things international rugby. Front row going down there for the All Blacks in the scrum, but it is going to be still available at the back. 25 metres out. Will Jordan have got the advantage as well in the step from Will Jordan with the pace. He has got to ground though. Good low tackle from Sia Khaleesi there. Better now passes back. Bowden Barrett got the wide cutout pass out to George Bridge. Bit of space opening up here for the All Blacks. Not really running too hard at the line there. George Bridge though just kind of dawdling up, and Quagga Smith straight in the breakdown. He has been told to release it. He's got the ball. And now because of it, I believe it is going to be a double blow of the whistle. What's going to happen here? No advantage back for the scrum is what they have said as well. Stephen for the life one. Hamish needs a beer for the thirsties as well. And also we have got there, why don't you donate this man some money? Says NZ All Blacks. And also we have got, seems every week, I need to congratulate you on another record, says Mo Gamma. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. The fact that we just keep on growing for these ones. I feel like this is the biggest match. I've said it a few times, the biggest match since the World Cup in terms of the amount of support and amount of eyes on this game as well, because it's the 100th game. You only get the 100th once, and it is going to be pretty awesome to see not the last 28 minutes of this game. We've got it next week as well, which is absolutely awesome. And we have got there in the chat as well. Here we go again, giving penalties away. And now it will be the All Blacks. 12 penalties conceded by the Springboks at the stage and 5 against the All Blacks. Now, that is a huge stat because of the fact the All Blacks, they actually got into the situation. They were able, believe it or not, they actually got themselves 4 penalties against them in about the first 10 minutes or so. And then from there, they have just not been given away any, and it has been helping a lot in terms of that discipline factor. But now it will be Cody Taylor throwing in this one for the All Blacks once again. Eben Etzebeth going to be challenging in the air. Can he contest it? We will have to wait and see. He's been able to steal a few so far. Going to the front to Blackadder now. Adi Savia passes back. Perenana now. Bowden Barrett fires the white ball out to Rico Ioane. Finds the offload to Will Jordan. Pinsey is back. Got the man on the outside. Throwing the cutout pass though to Willie LaRue, who has now claimed that one. But Will Jordan trying to get straight back in there to get the ball back. It's not going to work out though. And they have been able to steal that one now. Now it is going to be Franz Malhabra. And also we have got in the chat a whole heap of emojis at the moment. Please do not spam or else I might have to time you out there. We have got shout out Hamilton. Says Tame in the chat as well, but Faf de Klerk, he has got this ball 30 metres out from their own line, but they have survived once again here. The Springboks doing very nicely. Oh, it's a knock on from George Bridge now. So it's going to be Quagga Smith wrestling his way forward, breaking the line on the halfway line now. Quagga Smith, ball ripped away, but they will be going back now for the scrum feed to the All Blacks as well. We have got 2.5k at the moment, says Steve Smith. We are still going up, mate. And also we have got in the chat Quagga, says Berenice, and also tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. Great commentary, mate, says George. Thank you very much, mate. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. At the moment, we are sitting on 2,500 people watching. Can we break all sorts of records? Can we hit 3,000 viewing at one time? That would be absolutely incredible. This game's frustrating, man, says Tesla, but that is the thing. Both of these sides play a game that doesn't really suit the other side. They're both gritty, grindy sides at time. The All Blacks have that running rugby. The Springboks, they've been doing a lot of kicking. Eben Etzebeth going to be going off the field now, which is a massive call. But Franco Mostert making his way out there. Unfortunately for Eben, just hasn't been his night. So now we look at the benches as well. A little bit earlier than he probably would have been expecting, but he has dropped the ball quite a few times in this one, Eben Etzebeth. So now it does mean that Franco Mostert will make his way out onto the field. Now we look at the scrum forming once again. 2 huge 4-packs, 919 of the Springboks, 916 of the All Blacks as well. We have got their shout out Romford, UK as well. from Wallace. And also we have got there Go All Blacks, says any in the chat. But now on the halfway line, the Springboks are going to have the scrum feed. So they are going to be trying to build their way forward with a couple phases, perhaps, unless they go for the kick straight away. Andre Pollard might consider kicking this one high, perhaps. The ball is kind of stuck in the scrum at the moment. Searching for it with Buff de Klerk now going back to Pollard. Wide cutout pass. It's a bounce pass in the end. Tulu Kanyuama worked out in the end, though. And now Havili just wrestled off by Lukanyuama. But Havili straight back to his feet, almost able to get that ball in the breakdown. But now Diaga, tackled by Kiriwani, held up as well. It's almost become a rolling maul there. Was a very nicely done one indeed. Now Buff de Klerk on the halfway line, firing it high once again. Into this guy who's got it. Geordie Barrett's coming forward. He's been hit in the end by Mapipi, who didn't jump for the ball, I believe, in the end. But now it's going to be bouncing up Willie LaRue. They've got men on the outside. It's a 3-on-3, and it's 2 forwards out there for the All Blacks. Nkosi now trying to pin the ears back, but he is going to be shut down very early by George Bridge in a great tackle to stop the momentum. Now it's going back to Mostert, first carry of the match for that man. Buff de Klerk fires it back once again. Andre Pollard gives it to Dwayne Vermeulen. Haven't seen too many carries from that man so far. De Klerk once again passing out. Willie LaRue using their back line now. It's going to be Lukanyuam, steps back on the inside. Tackled by, in the end, it was Reko Ioane straight on the ball. And he did, in the end, almost get the ball. But they have said now they're going back for the push. And it is going to be the penalty to the Springboks. Just show the game as well, says Viliami. Unfortunately, if I was to show the game, this channel would end up getting banned from YouTube for 3 months. But you can see the highlights on the All Blacks YouTube channel, Super Rugby's YouTube channel, Stan Sports, all of those options for the game after it was live. We just can't show any live footage, unfortunately, due to not wanting to get sued too much, because we haven't really got enough money in the pocket to be able to pay Sanzar for showing their content. We have got their comment box as well in the chat, and also Nervous Spliff Time as well, says great girl. And also we've got a whole heap of emojis in the chat as well. If you do want access to those exclusive Springbok and All Blacks emojis for this live stream, also the 100 emoji that we have created, be sure to hit that channel membership button if you do want to join the team. We have also got there a live Q&A with an ex-All Black coming up in the next couple of weeks as well for you guys to ask all those questions. But now at this stage, there's going to be straight out in front, and Andre Pollard going to be taking this kick on. And if he gets this one over here, Andre Pollard will mean that the Springboks will take the lead back, and they will be sitting on 14 points as well. We have got their come on boys break their spirit as well, says Mo Gammon. And Etzebeth may have been carrying a knock on or carrying a knock from Wallabies games, but still made his presence felt as well. He did phenomenally in the line out, and that is something that Mostert off the bench, you don't really lose any momentum in that regard. They're both very good indeed, but Pollard straight down the middle in the score now. The Springboks take the lead back, 14 points to South Africa and 13 to the All Blacks at this stage, going down to the wire by the looks of it. We will have to wait and see who is going to be able to score themselves a last-minute try in this game. I'm excited to see it. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the live stream so far. We have got there, we don't need the game. We have Hamish as well, says Courtney, and also man of the match as the ref as well, says Tesla. And now, I believe another big change for the All Blacks. Now it's going to be Will Jordan taken off the field now. Nipololala and Joe Moody. So the replacements there, it would be Kauto Nukiafi, Ofa Tonga Fasi, and also Damian McKenzie now going to be out on the field there for the All Blacks also. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not any of those three can have themselves an impact in this one. And apparently Damian McKenzie might be back on the wing. I think they have just said as well. I was slightly listening, which is why I kind of looked awkward. And now it's going to be Geordie Barrett taking that ball nicely just outside of the 22 now for the All Blacks. Kiriwani short side, hitting the ball up hard, tackled by Franz Malherbe and Dwayne Vermeulen. And now that we are in the last 20 minutes or so, this is normally when we see the All Blacks start to up that pace because of a couple subs. So are they going to be able to do it here? Bowden Barrett passes it back to Brody Retallick, taking contact. Malcolm Marks, no, it's Quacker Smith trying to get straight on the ball now, going back. Damian McKenzie sells a bit of a dummy step it as well. Damian runs straight into Franz Malherbe. That man has been everywhere tonight. Franz Malherbe, Geordie Barrett, not able to find the offload to his brother Bowden. Perenata once again passing it back across. Scott Barrett now with the carry straight at Kitsop straight on the ball. Wasn't able to get it though. Perenata. It's now David Havili, Rika Ioane trying to pierce the line, and Nkosi losing his footing there, and I believe it is still on the side of the All Blacks. 9 phases, quick hands there. Artie Savia offload on the outside. George Bridge was a flat pass, but it is still slightly backwards. Perenata off, doing a fussy offloader. Scott Barrett and a hard at the line. And the All Blacks phase after phase, they've got the advantage. George Bridge now trying to break the tackle. Damian McKenzie wrestling with Franco Mostert and Malcolm Marks. Fair play to that man, but it is now going back for the penalty to the All Blacks, and that will give them the lead back if they decide to take the three. South Africa are going to score as well, says Gwenda. And also we have got their freak and there Damian McKenzie is a freak as well, says Vix. He's very talented. He pretty much, I don't want to say it, but he almost carried the Chiefs to that Super Rugby Trans-Tasman final just with the amount of skill that that man had throughout that whole season winning a whole heap of games at the death, but the All Blacks now, I believe they are going to be taking on the 3. Both coaches, neither of them looking too comfortable at the moment. It's a close game between these two sides. I see at the moment Ian is on the floor, not in the game. In my lounge at the moment, we've got Ian Foster on a stick, ladies and gentlemen. He's making another appearance. He's happier here than he is out there at the moment, I'll tell you that, because he is looking nervous for the last few moments of this game. 60 minutes gone in this one, 20 minutes to go. Who's going to score the next try? It's possibly going to be one of his favourite Barrett boys, or a Ioane. Perhaps could be the next one for the All Blacks. You go Hamish as well, says Margaret. And also we have got their monster energy to his Taurisa there. Now it's going to be kicked by Geordie Barrett, currently sitting 3 from 3 in this one. Can he get them the lead back? Here, the All Blacks. McKenzie is a freak, all right. It says Emma Shaw and Camarrico, says Teza. And also we have got, good to see the ABs not running away with the game as well. Yeah, it's very close. Nerve-wracking one for both sides of the spectrum. That one has gone over, and now the score is going to be 16 points to New Zealand, 14 to South Africa. Now, the big thing here that I am going to be mentioning in just a very short moment is about these two sides. The last about 10, or not 10 years, maybe around 5 years, there's a lot of close games between these two sides. But the big thing for me is, other than that one standout for the All Blacks 57-0, other than that, it's always a game that goes down to the wire. And I think this one's going to be no different. Taken nicely there by George Bridge as well. Can you sub the ref? My mum's not keen on the ref today, that is for sure. He gave you 3 points. What are you complaining about? But now it's going to be Perenara. Goes back to Ofa Toinga Fussy, who is going to be getting that 125 metres out. All Blacks now going back into the hands of Beauden Barrett, who will be kicking it back down the middle of the field as well. We have got the All Blacks chat in the chat as well. Now Willie LaRue running it back towards the halfway line, puts it high. Who is going to be underneath it? That's a big question. Looks like Geordie Barrett. No, Beauden Barrett, taken in the air, is he? They've given the penalty. I believe it was a fair contest in the end from Dwayne Vermeulen. So I think it's a little bit harsh here. He looked like he was actually quite high in the air. Oh, Dwayne Vermeulen as well. Appreciate the commentary. Go All Blacks as well. And there we have got the Go the Mighty All Blacks, especially for the 100K from the Kiwi. Stuck on the bus as well. Listening to this as well, says Theresa. Equals the ambulance as well. I believe Theresa said at the end. We have got there both in the air as well, says Berenice. Yeah, that is the way that I saw it. At the time, Dwayne Vermeulen is asking the question. He's going, what was I supposed to do? I was up in the air as well, taking it. And they've just given it as a penalty there. And we have got there with South Africa not scoring a bonus point. In All Blacks will win the Rugby Championship right as well, says Carl Smith. They will indeed. That is a good point to make. They need to win this game by 3 or more tries, and also need to get a huge points differential going as well. So this could be the Rugby Championship going the way of the All Blacks. They were already sitting quite comfortably in terms of the points, as we can see here. New Zealand sitting on the 20 points. They have not had a game yet that they haven't received a bonus point for scoring 3 or more tries than their opponent. So this is going to be the first of those, unless, of course, they can run away with it in the last 18 minutes. But at this stage, South Africa sitting on the 10 points, Australia right behind them. So South Africa will be wanting to get this win, not just because it is the 100th, but because the Wallabies are breathing down their necks in terms of that table as well. 2.6K live as well, says Devon in perfect commentary. Says Ashwin, a good game, my New Zealand friends, as well, doing honour to this rivalry, says Daryl. And I think this is the best case scenario. We wanted to see a game that went down to the wire. We didn't want to see a complete runaway for either side, because of the fact that it keeps you on the edge of your seat. I'm nervous for both of these sides. Cody Taylor, he's looking nervous at line-out time because they have been able to steal it quite a few times. Mostert almost able to swoop at it and get it back for the Springboks, but it's at the back now. Cody Taylor looking for a bit of a rolling ball, getting going for the ABs here. Can they get themselves over the line for the first time of the second half? Currently 17 minutes to go in this matchup between these two sides, and it's going to be a pretty awesome finish to this one by the looks of it. It's still marching forward here for the All Blacks. Scott Barrett got to the back of the rolling ball. No one from the Springboks really going to be able to get through there. David Havili, not the best pass there, and it's another knock on by the All Blacks. It's dropped there by Sia Khaleesi as well, and we're going back for the scrum. Too many handling errors for both sides in this match so far by the looks of it. Come on, New Zealand as well, says Shalem. It's almost at this stage, for me, handling errors for the All Blacks versus the penalties for the Springboks that they've been given away. So it's kind of that one of who's going to have more. Is it going to be more handling errors by the All Blacks, or is it going to be more penalties by the Springboks in the end? A win tonight gives the ABs a psychological advantage for the next South Africa game as well, says Andy Watts. It does indeed, and that is going to be Cody Taylor now making his way off the field. It's going to be an interesting one for the last moments of this game, whether or not Samisoni Takiaho can make the most of it. Don't give up, South Africa. You're our best rivals as well. Much love from New Zealand, says Kazi D. Exactly right. I'll try. I try. Been on them since I was a kid. Tried even kind of brand out there. A bit of an energy drink connoisseur by now. Should stick to coffee like you, fam, as well, says Steve Smith. And also we have got there Butterfinger Skiwies, and also South Africa try, says Viliami. At this stage now, Frans Malherbe making his way out onto the field. That is replacing Cock, and also Mako van Staden out there now replacing Quaka Smith in the number 7 jersey. Thank you, my New Zealand friends, for 100 years of awesome competition, says Darryl. Exactly right, mate. 100 years since that first game, 100th match between the two sides. There's been rivalries. There's been absolute battles out on the field between the two sides throughout the years, whether it's in a World Cup, whether it is just as part of the Rugby Championship. Absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, I just absolutely love this rivalry and the history behind it as well. We have got 2.7K Hamish, 3K incoming as well, says Steve Smith. Maybe we will be able to get there if you haven't already. Be sure to hit that like button. It does help us out. There's going to be a big push there from the All Blacks, but it's a penalty to the Springboks there. And I'm wondering what that call is for Luke Pearce. I believe front row angling in is the call there. And 2.7K as well, says Devin. Also, we have got there the All Blacks will win, but it's going to be a good challenge for the Springboks as well. Love it as well. And there, incoming tries, give us a try or two, says Mo Gammett. And at this stage now, Malcolm Mark's actually down, which is not a man that either side, well, probably the All Blacks would be more likely to enjoy seeing rather than the Springboks because of the fact he is a try-scoring machine, currently sitting tied for the most tries in this competition. I'll once again show it for the try scorers. We've only had 2 tries in this game, and they were both in the first 7 minutes of this match. Then from there, we have gone a total of around 58 minutes without a single try. It's been intense. It's been very close indeed, but now they are just going to be waiting to see if Malcolm Marks will be able to continue, I believe, because they still have replacements. I think that they would still be able to bring out the other man, if I'm not wrong there. They'll be able to bring Mbanambi back. We'll have to wait and see, but currently we are sitting on 6,411 subscribers. If you haven't already, my voice is trying to disappear. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Can we push towards 6,500 by the end of this live stream? And also, we are sitting on a total of 870 likes. Let's get to the 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing nicely here. We are doing extremely well in terms of the amount of you guys watching, and I appreciate every single one of you. He is going to be continuing. Malcolm Marks, he's a hard man. That is for sure. Go Springboks as well, says Philemoni. Big tactical battle here. Love a good Southern Hemisphere clash. And they're from Cameron. And that's a good point because of the fact we've seen the Springboks, they have been going for that kicking game. That has been kind of their main, I guess, kind of tactic that they are going for. And then the All Blacks, they've been going for that running game, but they keep on putting the ball down. So it is very tough indeed for them to be able to get in that situation. We have got there no better rivalry in sport than this will always be the big fixture on the sporting calendar. And now that one has gone into touch. And now the Springboks once again going to have the opportunity to try and create a try, maybe the role of the match. Rolling maul, I should say, for Malcolm Marks could be on the cards here. My first time following your channel as well, says Steve. So welcome in, mate. It is great to see so many of you guys here for this live stream. We cover not just the Rugby Championship, we also cover all other international fixtures, including the ones later on in the year between the Springboks and England is a big one that they are going to be playing. Also taking on Wales. The Springboks there don't kick guys as well, says Jershon, but now at this stage, Malcolm Marks, he is going to be thrown in this line out. 15 minutes left in this game on the 22 here. Diaga asking the question of whether or not they are closing that gap a little bit. I see Tui Pilotu out there as well. So that is replacing Scott Barrett for the All Blacks. Going to be taken nicely by Dwayne Vermeulen. Now the All Blacks, they're going to have to work hard to stop this rolling maul. It's gone down and it's an advantage. Malcolm Marks fires it back now. Marco van Staden running high. But he is going to be dragged down. Another advantage, I believe, against the All Blacks. Buff de Klerk now looking short side. Gets nailed in the tackle by Tuanuki Afi. And they will be going back. And this will give the Springboks the lead back as well. You have 2 new fans. Amazing, mate. Please, everyone that is watching, hit that like button. Hamish deserves it as well. Says Summer Breeze, thank you very much, mate. And Isaac has put nice live commentary. Thank you very much for being here, mate. And at this stage now, 66 minutes gone in this match. They will be taking on the 3. And I believe it is Brody Retallick who has been penalised there as well. And we have got there 900 likes, says Katie Dixon. Tell you what, this is going to be an interesting last few moments. Great coverage. Appreciate it from Thailand as well, says Gary. Are we only going to get 2 tries in this match? Is another big question we could ask ourselves here. Ofa Tonga Fussy, I believe, was the man who gave away that penalty as well. And ref killed this game boo as well, says DK. And also go All Blacks, says Hitske. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Are you going to commentate South Africa versus England and Wales, says Tristan? I am indeed, mate. All of those international fixtures we are going to be covering on the channel. Also, the United Rugby Championship, Super Rugby when it starts up, Gallagher Premiership, Top 14, Bunnings NPC, we are doing a lot. And the Springboks now, they have been able to get themselves that lead. Bonus points still in the favour of the All Blacks for being less than 7 behind at the end of this game, if it does stay the way that it is, but 17 points to the Springboks and 16 to the All Blacks. I shared your link to my group. We will reach 3K views soon as well, says Devin. So I appreciate that a lot, mate, for hitting that share button on the live stream. I guess that is something that I don't normally mention as well, is if you guys do want to, be sure to share this live stream out to other people so that more people can see this game if they don't have the ability of being able to watch it due to location or costs or anything like that. We love having a chat to you guys as well. Love the commentating. Well done. As well, says Brandon. Also, we have got there, no matter what happens on the field, the history and friendship of the field is what it's all about as well. That's going to be a penalty there. And I believe, was it Brad Weber? Yes, it was. He gave away the penalty. You can't afford it. No, that was Damien McKenzie. I'm not sure what I'm on about. The commentators are confusing me at the moment, but it's another penalty against the All Blacks here. So now the momentum is really swinging back in the Springboks' favour here. They got to be extremely careful, or else they could end up having the Springboks run away with this one in the later stages if they can get themselves one more try. We'll have to wait and see there. I believe it was the Yaga who went up for the ball, and then Damien McKenzie tried to contest in the air, and it just didn't quite work out. Unfortunately, Fulham Box in the lead, says Struisball, but they are indeed by 1 point at this stage. Very close game. I believe the Box have the I feel like I should be able to say that word, but while looking at it, psychologic. That's the word. I don't know why it took so long to be able to go out there. They're saying they've got the edge at the moment. Damien Dialendo, I believe he is going off the field. No, he's not. Yes, he is. He is going to be taken off there. And I believe more than likely that'll be Francis Stein. It will be replacing him now. Going to the front there. It's going to be taken nicely by Diaga. Line out time for the Springboks in this one has been absolutely phenomenal for them throughout this one. Now trying to roll their way forward. Once again, Malcolm Marks at the back of the rolling maul. 55 metres out from the All Blacks line. Make it 50. They are still going here. Set very nicely indeed. They're trying to do it up to the 45. Not quite able to. They've been told to use it once. And Faf de Klerk once again going for the box kick. It is going to be Makazole Mapimpi now. Well, 3 All Blacks not able to decide. Geordie Barrett takes a shot to the face, and it's going to be the penalty against the Springboks there. I believe Malcolm Marks is called for offside there. If I'm not wrong, 10 minutes left, says Tesla. It is indeed, and it is going to be right down to the wire. And we have got there, we're looking on a tight match, isn't it, as well? And I did say my score prediction for this game. Oh, yeah, you got a forearm from Makazole Mapimpi. It wasn't intentional, but it certainly would have made the eyes water a little bit for Geordie Barrett. You know, when you get struck right on the nose and all that happens is those eyes just start going for it. But we have got there Stain on for long winning kick as well, says he, and maybe could be the case. Good commentating, man. Sky should give you a job as well. I do appreciate it very much, guys. And who knows, maybe one day we will be able to work our way up. But at the moment, I am just absolutely loving this live stream in terms of our pre-match build-up that we did. We had an ex-All Black on the channel for the first time. And also we had a little face-to-face interview as well with another person. That's a drop ball. And now Andre Pollard, he's put it down as well. And Malcolm Marks going to be driving forward as a knock-on advantage to the All Blacks. Faf de Klerk fires it back. Mostert, little knock on there. Oh, it's going to be pushed forward. Samasoni Takiao was going for it. And I believe he's going to score the try, Oscar Zadudu, but it was going back for it as well. Time, please, as well. It is currently sitting 70 minutes into this game at the moment between these two sides. Most boring game ever as well. Says it was Eliumi. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Update scores more. As well, says Tame, this is still the score, mate. We haven't actually had any change in the score, so that is why we are still sitting on 17 for 16. But I will say, if these players out on the field, they do score more points, they'll be going up on the board, but we are just waiting to see more of them. Akira Ioane actually the man off the field, and that is replacing Hoskins Tutu out on the field. He wasn't originally going to be here for this game, but with Luke Jacobson having a stomach bug, it did mean that he was ending up on the bench instead there. But it's going to be interesting these last final moments. 10 minutes left of the 100th, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing scenes of Argentina and Australia. And that is a huge game as well. Both games last year were draws between those two sides. Is it going to be the same year? We will have to wait and see as well. We have got there in the chat as well. Will South Africa be number 1 again on the Rugby World Rankings? If they beat the All Blacks, they well and truly will be. And it is one of those ones, both sides are that close at the moment. Whoever wins this game, and if the same team wins the next one, they will be able to be clear for those November test matches as well. And we've got the New Zealand and South African emoji from Steve Smith in the chat, and really enjoying your commentary. And they're 100% Springbok supporter, says Les. And also All Blacks says you're under, but at this stage now, the crowd are really getting behind them. I'm not sure whether or not, are the crowd booing? No, they must be cheering. I thought for a second the crowd were booing because of the South African kind of drinks men. So being out on the field there gets me steamy down there. As I says, sick puppet also we have got there. I feel so nervous. My heart is beating so fast as well. And the score is live beats as well. So Courtney it is indeed. But now it's going to be a massive push there from the Springboks. They win the penalty. And now Faf de Klerk, he is fired up for his box side. This is a close game. 1 point difference between these two sides. It's too far out to take the 3. Please, the time as well. So Filiami is currently 70 minutes into this game. 71 and a half to be exact. But now it's going to be very interesting. On the far side, I believe it was actually Kyle Tunukiafio that did end up playing Ariaf's game as well. Says it was Eleumi. And I believe that next game that you are talking about is going to be the Wallabies taking on the Pumas. Now, the big thing there is that game is going to be kicking off at 10:05 p.m. New Zealand time, which is going to be 12:05 p.m. South African as well. And we have got there Sky Hamish, us, the next big thing as well, says Spence as well. And then also South Africa, the real kings of rugby, says conservative far right. And also chat going up, says Victor. It is indeed, it's going extremely quick. And we have also got there in the chat field position at the moment. It is going to be the line out, 40 metres out from the All Blacks line here for the Springboks, 72 minutes. And whoever scores the next try of this game, I would say will win it. So it's going to be extremely close. Score, please, as well, says Charlene. It is right next to us. 16 points to New Zealand, 17 to South Africa with only 8 minutes to go. Taken by Dwayne Vermeulen. Once again, they're defending that one a lot better here for the rolling ball here. The All Blacks, Malcolm Marks at the back. Got the ball in hand, trying to march forward, and it's kind of working. They've been told to use it twice almost. Still trying to creep forward. And Faf de Klerk asking the question of whether or not those players have to leave it. They are still holding on to it. That was actually only the first warning just then from Luke Pearson. Now Faf de Klerk kicks it high. Once again, the kicking game of the Springboks is something they have used a lot of times. Malcolm Marks, Damian McKenzie actually ended up knocking that one on, and it's going to be another advantage against the All Blacks for the knock-on. Vincent Cox, getting the carry. Handling errors in this game. 13 from the All Blacks to the 3 of the Springboks. Kits off now. Getting driven sideways by Samasoni Takiao. 30 metres out now for the Springboks. De Klerk now. Marco van Staden driving forward. Tackled low by Tuanga Fasi, putting some phases together now. Looks like Faf de Klerk once again going to be kicking this one. Going for the high kick. It has been working throughout this game as well for them. Geordie Barrett not taking it, but now it's going to be loose. Hoskins Satutu gets a good boot to it, and it is going to be play on now just outside of the 22. That ball is rolling straight sideways right into the 22 now, and Damian McKenzie trying to cover it. A little bit of pressure there from Quintupai on Willie LaRue, and that has worked out very nicely for the All Blacks there because of the fact they were inside of their 22, and now because of that loose ball, they are going to be outside of the 22 of the Springboks. We have got their 3K watching as well. We do indeed have 3,000 people. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering all of the games of the Rugby Championship and also pretty much every other competition around the world, whether it's the United Rugby Championship, Top 14, you name it. We are covering our Quintupai there. Tackled by Franstein. No, he's still going. Quintupai hasn't got to ground yet. 74 minutes gone in this match. Vincent Koch straight in there. Not able to get it. Brad Weber now passing it across to Tui Palotu. Breaking the line. Brad Weber, bit of toe. He's going, Brad Weber, but he is going to be dragged down by Makazoli Mapimpi. Only 15 minutes out. Willie LaRue trying to get straight on there, asking for the penalty. Short side off for Tuanga Fasi. I believe he put the ball down. They had men on the outside. Marco van Staden driving like the big man that he is, just breaking out of the tackle of Havili. And now the Springboks have got this ball on the halfway line to De Klerk. Once again, going for the kick. It's going straight into the hands of Damian McKenzie, though. Firing it across to Geordie Barrett now. Looking at the clock very closely. 5 minutes left. Geordie Barrett breaking the line almost, but great low tackle from Franco Mostert. It's on the side of the Springboks. Marco van Staden, he's just finished his last big run, and he is getting driven backwards by Patrick Tui Palotu. Halfway line now for the Springboks. Andre Pollard kicking the ball once again here for the box. It's going high, taken nicely by Geordie Barrett, breaking the tackle of Nkosi, passes it back now. Bowden Barrett almost tackled by the ref, but he is now breaking the line. Bowden offload to Brody Retallick. This is where we test the fatigue of both sides. Going to be Havili passing out. McKenzie, flat ball off for Tuanga Fasi, man on the outside. Patrick Tui below, no, it's Satutu. Puts it on the boot. Oscar Satutu chasing it hard as well. Sitting up for Willie LaRue, and he kicks the ball into touch. This game's just escalated to about ×2. I feel like I've pressed the fast forward button on my remote because it is going off, ladies and gentlemen. The South Africans are tired as well. Says you are silly. Oh, sorry, you are ill. And that is a stoppage. Marco van Staden has gone down, and tell you what, both sides will feel like they need a breather after that one. I feel like I need a breather. And I'm just sitting there. Ian Foster, he is still not looking impressed, of course. But that's going to come down to that final few moments. We've got Kieran in the chat from Steve Smith. Also a few other emojis. Anyone who does want access to those emojis, be sure to hit that channel membership button. And it is $5 New Zealand a month. Help support the channel and helps us keep on doing what we are doing here. Best commentary ever as well, says Luke. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated you guys all being here. But if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back for the game between the Pumas and the Wallabies that will be taking place in a very short moment. Defense as well, says Berenice. And what a game, says Johnny Blaze. What a game indeed. It is close. It's going right down to the wide. De Klerk taken off the field, and it's going to be Herschel Yankees who is now available. And we've still got this Let's Go as well. And Van Staden has been a rampaging bull. He is indeed. And now he is injured, unfortunately. So it looks like that is not good. But on the 22 here, the line-out throw is going to be, and we have got there, I'll show you, Mum, I bet. That Pommy ref penalises the ABs at the 79th minute as well. Says David, and this isn't good for my blood pressure, says DJ, and also Eat the Bok in the chat. And come on, ABs from Josh as well. You know what, my voice is almost disappearing, but we can see there have been no tries since the 6th minute of this game. So we have been sitting here at a stalemate for a very long time, but who is going to be able to get the edge? Who is going to be able to write their name in the book of winning the 100th game between the Springboks and the All Blacks? It is at Queensland Country Bank Stadium for this one. Samisoni Takiaho, his line out throw sometimes let him down, and it has there. And now the Springboks have got this one back. Marco van Staden once again trying to drive forward for a side, but Samisoni Takiaho almost able to get on the ball there. Herschel Youngie's passing it back. Malcolm Marks now getting the carry. So Tutu straight in there. Player rolling away as well. But it's going to be just available on the side of the Springboks here. Just inside of their 22 as well. So they are going to be able to kick it into touch. We have what's got there in the chat. You're making me nervous. Best commentator as well. Love these games. That go down to the wire. Geordie Barrett taking it nicely. It's going to be a little bit of a loose ball. And it's on the side of the Springboks now. And I believe, have they got the knock-on advantage? Yes, they do. Once again for the Springboks, 4 minutes left in this game now. Andre Pollard looking for the space in behind. Going to be sitting up nicely, is it? Or is it going to roll away? Bowden Barrett's got it down the wing, gives it to Rico Ioane with the step as well. He's got Bowden with it, tries to throw it to Nkosi, which was an interesting choice rather than Barrett on the outside, who looked like he had nothing left in the gas tank. Quinn Tupaia straight in there. It's a penalty to the All Blacks. And it's Quinn Tupaia who has been able to get it. This is only about his 4th game in the black jersey, and has he just done enough to get the All Blacks a last-minute penalty? 3 points we have got there. Where are you located? I want to send a red ball for you. It's Devon. I am in South Canterbury in New Zealand. And this one, they are going for the shot here. Geordie Barrett, he has kicked 4 from 4 so far in this match. Can he make it 5 from 5? It's such an important kick for that man. But I will mention we are only 21 likes away from the 1,000. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated. You can see the hype. We're on the field. It's going to be about 45 out on the angle. But we know Geordie Barrett, he's got the distance. Has he got the accuracy that could win them the game? What happened to the knock advantage? Because Pollard kicked the ball, it did end up with that knock-on advantage disappearing, which is something that the Springboks, they have done quite a bit throughout this one. When they have had an advantage, they have kicked that ball downfield, and that has cancelled out the advantage. So now Geordie Barrett on the angle, they are saying it is a tough kick. He would have been nailing them from here. In training, you would think 50 meters out on the angle. If anyone has got the distance, it is that man. And we will have to wait and see whether or not he gets it. Come on, Box as well. In the tier 19, baby, and poor decision not to take those points before half-time, says Terry Evans. Could cost them here, depending on whether or not this kick goes over from Geordie Barrett. Straight down the middle. Close to the post, but it's gone over. Geordie Barrett, you beauty. I see in the chat from Isaac Williams. And now the All Blacks have taken the lead back with 2 minutes left in this game. He's going to miss his YouTube employees, though it did go straight over. Yeah, it's got there. If he misses, where did it go? It went a little bit earlier on. If he remembers, if he misses, remember we have several excuses. Exactly right. They didn't take the 3s earlier on in the match. 6 lead changes of the match so far. This is an incredible game between these two sides. It hasn't been the highest, the scoring ones at times, but both sides certainly in it, and the All Blacks now have got this ball. They are inside of their 22. They cannot afford to just hit this ball up for 2 minutes. They need to kick this ball away, I have a feeling, because if the Springboks get a penalty now where they are located, it will end up going the way of the Springboks, so they will be able to kick the 3. So they need to kick this one downfield, and it looks like Brad Weber is going to be the man in charge of that. Has kicked it high, going to be chased. The gas tanks of both sides will be running on empty, taken by Dwayne Vermeulen in the air. Still within the range, 45 meters out now. For the Springboks, they have got a minute to work with. Franco Mostert takes the carry now. And both sides, discipline is important. Discipline is what will win either of these sides this game. Herschel Youngie's is going to kick this ball. Going for the high one, looking for maybe the knock-on advantage. Who's got it? Geordie Barrett running forward, but it's going to be on the side of the Springboks. Geordie Barrett's got it on the ground there, and the All Blacks have got the possession 40 meters out from their own line. It's going back into the hands of Samisoni Takiaho. They're still close enough to their own line. Brad Weber passes it back, and Bowden Barrett puts the boot onto it, and it is going downfield just outside of the 22. Willie LaRue claims this one for the Springboks. Andre Pollard with the step as well. Great low tackle from Quinn Tupaia, men on the outside. Great low tackle from Damian McKenzie as well. 40 meters out from their own line here. The Springboks, Franco Mostert, 30 seconds left in this one. Who is going to be able to get the final moments in this one? We will have to wait and see. The bonus point on the side of the Springboks if they were to lose this game, but they won't want that one. They will want the full 4 available for them in this one. Herschel Youngie's now. There is only going to be 17 seconds left. Pollard now with the ball in hand goes back to Willie LaRue. Counter-attacking run here from the Springboks. They got the men on the outside. Dwayne Vermeulen almost hit high from Oscar Tutu. which could have ended up with a penalty. Now it's going to be Malcolm Marks. Good hit from Tuanuki Afi. Ethan Blackadder straight on the ball. No, wasn't able to win the penalty for them. Andre pull-up flat ball to Mostert, knock on. And now the All Blacks, they are going to be kicking this ball into touch, and they will win the 100th match, 19 points to 17. That wasn't supposed to go that close down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. The All Blacks secure it, but they will no way at all feel like that was a huge victory for them. They had about 15 handling errors in this one. They also just ended up surviving through a lot of that stage, but we have got there go APs Mahad as well, says Katie Dixon, well, says Terry Evans, and damn, says Gavin. What a battle out on the field between these two sides. They have been able to win it there. The All Blacks for the 100th match, 3.5K watching as well. And All Blacks, we have got there as well. This is fire and commentary is brimstone fire as well, says to me. And also we have got there what a win. We draw first blood as well. And All Blacks should win. Not easy, but definitely as well, says David. And let's go, says TK. Thanks, Hamish. Mean mission as well, says Hayden. Tell you what, we're going quick in the chat at the moment. And I appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to leave a like, subscribe as well, because this game just went down to the wire as well. Always a tough match as well, says Andy Watts. It is indeed. Other than that one exception that I mentioned a little bit earlier on, all of the games in the last kind of few years have been extremely close, and we didn't expect anything different. Thank you, Kiwi Lads, says make sure you're a legend, mate, as well, says HKT, and also high tackle, says K Jelly. I thought at first instinct that maybe Oscar Taduri did strike him a little bit high. I think the thing that saved him, though, was he went down for the rest of that tackle. It was certainly one that I thought, well, it's going to be going the way of the box. We have got amazing commentary. Love it always. Nerves in there as well. Tell you what, the chat is going extremely quick at the moment. Nerves was a great finish to the game. AB's forever as well. Thank you so much, Hamish. Great commentary. And Banter Buddy says, Courtney, no worries, mate. And anyone who is new, like I mentioned, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be back in only around half an hour's time. And we've got another game of rugby. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got the Wallabies taking on the Pumas. Now, the Springboks receive 1 point here for this game. So pretty much what I will do here is I will show the table. The All Blacks now, they will sit on 24 points. They have won the Rugby Championship. And second, it will be the Springboks. They are going to be sitting on 11 points, only 2 points clear of the Wallabies, who now will be relative favourites going into that game up against Argentina. But last year, 2 draws between those two sides. Thanks to Hamish's mum. She's a legend too as well. Says great girl. And also we have got there into the chat. They won as well. Says aesthetic. They did indeed. Full-time, 17 points to South Africa, 19 to the All Blacks there, and we have got there because it would have been a kickable penalty as well, says K Jelly. Yeah, I feel like one of them would have been lining that one up perhaps if they did get the opportunity. Thank you, Hamish, as well, says Helen. Also keep these amazing commentary, great commentary work as well, says it was to me, and we are indeed going to be continuing throughout the night here in New Zealand. I will not be sleeping until around, I believe it is going to be around 10 a.m. So we've still got another 11 hours. No, sorry, we've still got another 13 hours of live streams we are doing today. So if you are new, come on and join us for those ones. We've got the United Rugby Championship. We've got the Rugby Championship, bit of Gallagher Premiership thrown in there as well. When is the return match? It is going to be next week, Gavin, and I will show that on the screen as well. There we go. We will put that there. And in the end, the return match is going to be the 10:05 p.m. kickoff next week, and we will possibly get to see a game as close as this one as well. And we have got there a good game apart from some of the calls from the ref as well, says Chris. And also we have got there into the chat, great lighting in the background, bro. Go Tonga as well. And yeah, at this stage, we have people from all around the world. Kiwi Lad, are they hugging and happy as well, says Amy. They are not in the room at the moment. I assume they are relatively happy at the moment for that one. Thank you for the great commentary, Hamish. And there we have got there from Cape Town, South Africa, says Margaret. And thanks, Mustache, says Cotta. Feel like that's become a nickname, hasn't it? But yeah, nonetheless, we will look through some stats to do with this match. We will possibly, I was going to do one as a post-match review kind of thing a little bit later on, but I think it's better to just do it through this live stream as well, if you guys are keen, perhaps, unless we do decide to cut over to another post-match review after the match that has taken place between the Wallabies and the Pumas may be the way to go. We have got there. We won New Zealand as well, says unbelievable overall in All Blacks. Was a lucky to hang on, says Jose. We were indeed. It was the battle, like I mentioned. It was between the handling errors of the All Blacks versus the penalties that the Springboks were giving away as well. So it just got down right to the end. G-Man 2 to stream off straight away, as well, says Cuzzy D. Of course, quite a few people doing live streams for this game would have been South African, so they wouldn't have been too happy with the result of this one, but it was certainly a very close one indeed. My prediction wasn't even close as well, says Eva Jolene. I said that it was going to be All Blacks by 5, but I said 29-24. So it was a few points off there in that regard, but it was certainly a very close game between the two sides. The last penalty with gold, like Quade Coopers as well. And it was a very good strike from Geordie Barrett. It was the right decision to have him as the kicker because of the fact 5 from 5 was the difference. We actually said it on our pre-match show that we did, me and George. George's comment there was that the points for the kicks could be the difference in this one. And it was. One team wears black, one wears green, other underwear. Right. That's a nice little rhyme, Charlie. I've got there. What a bad day bad game by the All Blacks. Really bad game from the All Blacks, but congrats South Africa as well. In the chat stats, please, says Darryl. We will get into them right now, mate. Match stats for this game. The Springboks really brought it back with those running meters in the second half. I will mention they were able to have 236 to the All Blacks, 378. So the All Blacks only had around that, maybe 100 in that second half as well. Then the tries, one apiece. Who would have thought, seeing the start that we had there, that we would have only had 2 tries scored throughout this whole match? Then also, defenders beaten 23 by the All Blacks, 14 by the Springboks, 4 clean breaks for the All Blacks, and 2 by the Springboks, and offloads 12 to the 1 in favour of the All Blacks. Congrats, Hamish. Speech commentary again as well, says Theo. And also we have got their kicking style rugby game stuck as well, says CL. I always pronounce your name wrong, and I do apologise for that in advance. Here, what the chat is still going quick at the moment. We have got their Barrett needs to take a bloody dist. I'm not too sure what that is. It's got their 2 games down, 2 more to go. The AFL final is close as well. Can't understand why we keep kicking position away. Far pass, don't kick away as well, says Mark Smith. The big one for me was when they were on the halfway line near the end of the game, and instead of going for that attacking opportunity, they decided to kick that ball back into the hands of the All Blacks. And then from there, I guess it was for whether or not they could win that penalty, but they certainly still kicked the ball a lot in this game, South Africa. And under the high ball, Geordie Barrett was just pretty good overall, I would say. That in this match, 98 tackles made by the Springboks, missing 23. So they actually only missed 5 in that second half, but didn't have to make too many tackles at all in that regard. 84 for the All Blacks, 14 missed tackles as well. They only had 2 at halftime, so quite a few in that regard. And then also 16 penalties against the Springboks in this game. 1 yellow card of Nkosi, and then 10 penalties against the All Blacks as well. Well done, boys, says Les. And also send the world champ home as well. You are Star Hamish from Central Africa as well, says Mark. So thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Great commentary, says Alan as well. Your vocal cords should be donated to medical science. Anyone else would have evaporated by now as well, says Vix. And that's the thing. This is not our only live stream. We have got one that will be starting in only around 25 minutes time or so, that we will be doing between the Springboks, or sorry, not the Springboks. They are not playing again. They'll probably be a little bit tired. Same with the All Blacks, but it is going to be the Wallabies taking on the Pumas. And what I will have is a link at the end of this live stream, and it will transfer straight over to you guys. Best try of the game, says Ed. I would say Will Jordan's, to be honest. There was only one other try, which was Seba Nkosi, who was able to score it, and that was off a mistake from the All Blacks, whereas Cody Taylor running through the defence of the Springboks and then finding that pass with the pace of Will Jordan. It was the more impressive of the two, but Seba Nkosi's try, it was a big moment in that game as well. Early on, man of the match, says Ed Vogel. I'll give it to Geordie Barrett. I think he had a couple, unfortunately, he had a couple handling errors, which I feel like might edge it away from him a little bit. But I would say overall, with the kicking and also taking the high ball that they just kept on going to, I feel like he awarded that one to Geordie Barrett. There we have. It's got the I'd like to see Hamish commentating live on rugby, netball, golf, anything as well, says Andrew. And that's the thing. We are slowly extending the brand of the Kiwi Lads. We have also got the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, which we haven't really been posting on too often in the most recent times. But I want to start doing things, all sorts of sports. Maybe cricket for the World Cup could be coming up as well. Also, a little bit of just pretty much everything. UFC maybe. We could even do some GG, another smashing commentary from our boy Hammy as well. Says Tesla and Geordie Barrett man a match. Says Katie Dixon, and also did honour to the 100th game. Tell you what, it was a close one, which is exactly what I feel like deep down everyone wanted to see, because of the fact it was just like it went down to the wire. Like it's just well and truly. I couldn't tell who was going to win it, to be honest. The most running meters in this game, George Bridge and Will Jordan, 56 and 55, both defeating a couple of defenders. And also Geordie Barrett, 53 meters carried, 4 defenders beaten for that man. Also was able to get 14 points on the board for his side. Other than that, though, Ethan Blackadder, he didn't really have too many carries, but anything he did, he actually had a very good game, I thought, Ethan Blackadder. We beat the spread by 10 as well, says a wise one. And also, why is Faf de Klerk kicking when we have territorial advantage against the All Blacks, says Potato Chip Squad. It's a great question. And it's just one of those ones that I guess going back to the drawing board, maybe they would decide to run it a little bit more, because we saw at the end there, when they decided to run it, it actually looked like one of the most dangerous moments for them in that match. They've got Nkosi, they've got Mpimpi, sorry, but they decide not to use them. They only go, Lucanio Arm, how many times did he touch the ball? I'm going to have a quick look. Lucanio Arm touched the ball 3 times. Damien Dialende 2 times. Seba Nkosi 2 times. And Makazole Mpimpi 3 times as well for the carries. So it's a little bit more than the matches up against Australia, but it's still not a lot to really get them going, you know. But we have got there Ethan Blackadder, 10 tackles made, 1 turnover, 1. So I saw one in the earlier stages who was the unsung hero for the All Blacks. I think Ethan Blackadder, to be honest, he wasn't even supposed to be starting this match. Was going to be Ardie Savea at 7, and then also at 8, it was going to be Luke Jacobson. But in the end, he was called out of the lineup due to a stomach bug, Luke Jacobson. So in the end, Ethan Blackadder going into the starting lineup, making the most tackles as well. Malcolm Marks, decent game off the bench as well. 3 tackles made, 2 turnovers, 1 as well in that regard. But yeah, there were a lot of kicks and a whole lot of fun as well. We have got man of the match, Shorty Barrett and Sia Khaleesi as well, says Mawson. Also, I definitely subscribe to this channel, says Stephen. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate all the support you guys have showing, or have been showing on this live stream, I should say. What are we sitting on? We are sitting 8 away from 6,500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, if you do want to help us out, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering the United Rugby Championship, Top 14, Gallagher Premiership, everything that is going on, United Rugby Championship, all the competitions in the world. We are covering them on the channel with the live commentary. Some of the games, they are a lot quieter than this, but we have a lot of banter in the chat as well, and we always love keeping things positive in that regard. We have got there for the 100th Test match. It was good game between the All Blacks and the Springboks. Yeah, I said it a little bit earlier on. I wanted to see a close game. I feel like that's just one of the ones that I didn't want to see, a game that was running away for either side, because this game has so much prestige as well. Even Blackadder, man of the match, in the chat as well. We have got there as well. Much love, South Africa. Thank you for all the close encounters over the years, man. Respect to you lot as well, says Johnny Blaze. And Hamish is the best man, or is the beast man. 10 out of 10 or 100 out of 10 commentary as well, says Tesla. That is a very high rating indeed. And we have also got there high tackle on Dwayne at the end as well, says Darryl. It was the one that I almost called at the time in terms of it looked like Hodgson Tutu caught him just that little bit high, but it's whether or not they decided to call it that way. Tell you what, I actually have the ability of a replay. I won't be able to show you guys the replay, unfortunately, due to the copyright side of it, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to have another look at it, because I first initially thought it was a little bit high into that tackle, but then it kind of went down at the same time. We have also got congrats ABs, well played, South Africa, says Rugby Itch as well there in the chat. And also, yeah, high tackle on Dwayne at the end. And also we have got there how many minutes or how many time is left until full time. It is already full time, mate. The All Blacks able to win this game, 19 points to the 17 of the Springboks. And we have got there well done the box. You guys haven't played together as often as the ABs have shown them tonight as well, says Bernard. And also we have got there 9 straight wins so far as well, says Bruce. And the ABs captain needs to take a closer look at his decision making. Was very average as well, says John. Yeah, they did end up kind of giving away a couple easy 3-pointers that they could have taken, but instead they decided to kind of hit that ball up and, yeah, kind of see how it would go with the line out. I'm just looking at the replay. I'm seeing Willie LaRue's line break in the end, giving it off to Dwayne Vermeulen. Interesting one, because of the fact he did strike him about there for a start, and then he ended up sliding down him. So I'm wondering whether or not, I mean, the referee on the far side, I would have thought, would have been able to pick it up if it was going to be called as one as well. Tell you what, the chat is going quick at the moment. We have got there in the chat. Thanks, Box. See you next week, says Jason. And also next week will it be interesting. 9-11 truth, I said, Hamish, do you think 9-11 was an inside job? I feel like that's completely irrelevant, mate, to what is going on at the moment. We're just seeing an outstandingly close game of rugby between these two sides, and that's not even either country in that regard. Hamish, man of the match as well, says Martin. Thank you very much, mate. And also we've got the respect to South Africa. Could have for sure won, but we had it as well, says Deslan. Also we have got there in the chat, Ardie showing love for the 100th test, 100 test years, and all about that as well. Tell you what, 100 games in 100 years is absolutely outstanding. No one else has had that kind of rivalry in that regard of playing so many matches back to back to back. And Ardie Savea, he'll be emotional at the moment because of the fact that him and Sia Khaleesi, they are actually relatively good friends off the pitch, I believe. And they actually said it in the build-up to this match. For them to be able to get into that situation of both being the captains for their sides is just absolutely awesome to see how far the game has gone in that regard. We have got great job as always. I hope you do cricket someday. I would love to call a game with you as well. It's better with 2 in the commentary box, says Gavin as well. And we have got there, that's the worst. We played and we clutched it at the end with the W as well. And we have also got there, is it live right now? The game has just finished as well. And we have got there New Zealand to have a great record for those 100 years too as well, says Andy Watts. And also we have got there, is that how fast? I tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. Where did that one go? Is that how fast you talk when having a normal conversation with your girlfriend? I do not, because of the fact I do not have a girlfriend. So don't really have anyone to chat to in that regard this quickly. But normally after the live streams, my brain's still in fast motion. So I'll kind of talk about this quickly to like anyone who's just in the house. And we have what's got there, and there no on 1A as well, says Christopher. And also we have got there in the chat, he did answer, you couldn't hear because the tin foil was covering your ears, mate, as well. Yeah, I ended up having to time him out because, I mean, he asked the question, gave him an answer, and decided not to listen to it. So, you know, you can't help some people. We have got there, hey, Hamish, I swapped the bourbon for chicken soup tonight as well, says David. Smart move, mate, because it is certainly a long night ahead of us for the rugby. Pollard has to sit on the bench next week as well, says Orefa Marks. He did end up missing a couple kicks, did he? No, he did end up, he was 100% off the tee, but he did end up having a couple big moments where he missed touch, or he found touch with the kickoff, and then also it was the other mistake when he did end up kicking that ball just a little bit too far as well. And I've got their Box have advantage in the 75th minute. We kick instead of running it, advantage over, and then the penalty results. Silly play by Pollard, says Ali Wood as well. And we have got there, and their good reply, says DJ Walker. And Hamish talking fast is literally his brain going at 400 miles an hour, says Sammy. So it is indeed. Although I feel like, because of the fact this next game, I don't expect it to be as absolutely packed in terms of 3,500 people watching. I think we'll be able to have around maybe that 500 to 1,000 mark, which will be quite nice because I'll be able to read every single message in the chat at the same time. It's going to be a pretty awesome game as well. You're doing the Wallabies game right? I am indeed. And what we will be doing is we will be transferring straight over to that live stream in just a few moments as well. I will mention straight away, thank you all very much for hitting that subscribe button. We are now sitting on 6,503. It's absolutely outstanding. And I hope you guys did enjoy the build-up that we did to this match. It was something completely different that I don't think I have seen on YouTube before for rugby commentary. We had a guest All Black on the channel. We also ended up doing a little bit of a face-to-face interview, and then we also had myself showing through the starting lineups with a couple of animations as well. They took a little while for them to be able to take place, but hopefully you guys did all enjoy them as well. Oh, I see. Andy, apparently you have been, you have said about the soup and a drink might be on the table. I wouldn't mind soup and a drink, to be honest. First time on the channel, loving. Is this Blues Brothers suit a spoof as well, says Trevor. It's pretty much, in the end, anytime there's a big match feel, I end up putting on the suit, and this match was about as big of a feel as you can get. I believe I've actually ripped it at the back, which is slightly unfortunate. I got a bit of a hole here. I don't know how that's happened. I feel like it was when I stretched up like this, and it went down the bottom. So I'm going to need probably either some stitches in it, or I might have to buy a new one, which is unfortunate in that regard. The suit is a nice touch as well, says Vixen. Also, we have got the All Blacks versus the Box. Always the best rugby games, brothers against brothers. Rugby, says Rock and Rollin' and a Trolling. And also, well done, Kiwis, as well. And sounds outstanding at 4:13 a.m. in Texas as well. Great notch, go All Black, or great natch, go All Blacks as well from Kerman. And also, we've got their love will always win, Katie. Night regards, thanks so much as well. Looking sharp. We can't see the hole as well, says Great Girl. And also we have got there, let's get Hamish a Sir John Kerwin suit as well. Tell you what, his suits would be expensive, like the ones that he's got. I believe he's talking at the moment. What's he got? He's almost got a normal suit at the moment, John Kerwin. He's kind of got the grey. I've got the black. So I feel like I'm more dressed for a funeral or a wedding, whereas he's dressed for a good time there, Sir John Kerwin. But nonetheless, we will be switching straight over to our next live stream in a very short moment. So anyone who is keen to watch the Wallabies taking on the Pumas, be sure to tune in for that one as well. I am going to be quickly switching over to that one in that regard so that I can show you guys exactly where you can click to be able to join in for that next live stream. I'm excited for it though as well. You didn't finish shaving. You missed 2 spots as well, says Illumi. Yeah, I have still got the mustache, and probably is the eyebrows the other one in there. But nonetheless, I guess it's one of those ones I decided to go with a bit of a shave because of the fact that the Springboks lost that game up against the Wallabies. That was the bet. And in the end, it did cost me my facial hair up until this part as well. We have also got there, you actually need a Kiwi Lads monogram on your blazer as well, says it was a David. I actually talked to someone about trying to get cufflinks because I thought that would look pretty cool. Kiwi Lads custom cufflinks. And they didn't even get back to me, unfortunately, in that regard. So yeah, if anyone knows a contact for cufflinks and whatnot, and little badges and whatnot, do let me know. We have got there, I'll get you a new suit. I have to ship it from South Africa as well, says Theo Clark. And also we have got there, I couldn't watch the game, too much stress, so I watched your stream instead. Legend, mate, as well, says the Chief. Thank you very much, mate. And 1.1k likes on this live stream. Oh, okay. I will have to ask you guys, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button, because I believe, if I'm not wrong, we are only a few likes away from having a new record on the channel. We'll have to wait and see whether or not we will be able to hit it here. I'm just going to see exactly how many likes we had on our last one, which was the Springboks taking on Australia. We hit the total of, we had 1,176. So we're a few away from that in that regard, but do hit that like button if you haven't already. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are going to be taking a short break so that I can catch my breath, also have a drink of some sort of liquid, keep this throat working for the next one as well. Well, after 5 a.m. here in Florida, see you, Hamish. Rest sometime, mate, as well, says Gavin. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Thank you, Hamish, as well, says Sawala. And 6.47k subs, a few more 100. Let's go, as well, says Johnny Blaze. It is indeed, and we are getting closer and closer to that 10,000 that you have been desiring, mate. So we're getting very close indeed. But yeah, pretty much that link that I am putting in the chat, that is going to take you straight over to our Pumas taking on the Wallabies live stream that we are going to be doing on the channel, where we will be talking about this match in the build-up. I'm sure it will be mentioned quite a few times because it was a huge match. And proud of you, mate. You're growing fast as well, says Luke. Thank you very much, mate. And it is down to you guys who are in the chat as well that just make this all the more possible, I guess you could say, in that regard. So yeah, if you are new, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and honey for the crowds, or honey for the cords as well, says a Quite Girl for the advice. And are you allowed to pass the ball forward in rugby? You are not. Normally, I feel like that's kind of like, is there a segue coming here that you're going to say something like the All Blacks did at some stage as well? And we have got the slap that like button before you leave as well from Daryl. From George. And tone down on the coffee, mate. You're rambling is off the charts. No trolling as well, says Sammy. So that's the thing. You guys won't believe me if I say this. I haven't consumed an energy drink. I haven't consumed a coffee. Haven't consumed alcohol. Haven't consumed any drugs. I should also clarify. And I'm just buzzing at the moment in terms of my energy level. Like, I feel like I'm going to be like this at about 5 a.m. when we're doing our Munster versus Sharks live stream, where actually it's Leinster versus the Bulls first, and I'll just be wide awake. And then straight after that, I'm going to need myself some probably chocolate or something to get me going for the later stages. Have some form of alcohol before streaming the next game as well. So I think water might be the way to go, just to keep the brain working at the fast pace that it needs to for these awesome matchups. But nonetheless, do thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want access to those exclusive member emojis. And also, we are going to be doing a live stream with the next All Black, doing a Q&A with Norm Maxwell. If you guys are keen to see that as well, it is going to be a member-only live stream. I believe I will set it so that members are the ones who can ask the questions. So if you've got any good questions, be sure to hit that member button. Help support us out. And thank you all very much for tuning in. And we have got 10K subs by the end of the year. Your hustle is inspiring. How much your work ethic is impressive, mate. All the rugby and streams you bring us, thank you for your work, Hamish. Legendary stuff, bro, says Johnny Blaze. And the thing that makes it that much more fun, though, is also you guys in the chat. At the end of the day, you guys make these streams, any stream that we're doing for a rugby game, not only is the game different, but the chat's different. In that regard, I'd never know what I'm going to get. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but I love both of them in that regard, just like a rugby game. But yeah, we are going to be transferring straight over, and we're going to be doing it all again for the Wallabies taking on the Pumas. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in only 9 minutes' time for our next live stream. But thank you all for the huge amount of support on this live stream. Been absolutely incredible, and I will see you all for